don't leave the video running when you get up
100%.
to go pee.
Yeah, you can't
That's
do that.
That's like pretty basic stuff.
You stop doing that?
I only do it with, I usually only do it with my videos that I know are from my friends.
You do not have my permission to walk away from my
videos. For the
videos.
record, I'm not actually walking away for an extended period of time. Like, what are you supposed to do if there's an emergency and you have
just
to get
say,
up?
wait, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you can, well, of course you're gonna get up at a certain point, right? That is where that chair meme comes from, which then turned into like, oh, Hasan just like will click play and then leave his chair on and walk away.
You do that though. You just said you do.
No, but there's they're
Disney, you changed.
Like, one thing you have to be really careful about is there are things that predispose you for success that at a certain point will also predispose you towards failure as well. So like, for instance,
So what is the conversation happening right now?
The conversation, I believe, started around Lemino's new JFK assassination video that specifically covers the book depository aspect. Brilliant, super comprehensive, incredibly well-edited video. And of course, everybody reacted to it. It was trending. He's got millions of views on the video now. Someone got very mad that XQC had reacted to it as well, and it like only had like 10 additional minutes of runtime. You know?
So did he upload it to his YouTube channel?
I believe he did. Yes.
That's crazy.
And you know, a lot of Twitch streamers do stuff like this. I reacted to it as well. A lot of the same people that were yelling at him were also trying to yell at me and be like, he's the same. Didn't
Why
really
is yours
take off.
different than his?
Well, there's a couple different reasons. I mean, look, I'm not going to be like, oh, he's not reacting hard enough or it's not transformative enough. I don't know. I haven't watched his reaction or anything like that.
Well, we can't. Did he take it down?
No, I don't know what happened. I don't even think Lemino personally has said anything about it or has like struck it or anything like that. I myself have absolutely been someone who has broken some of those boundaries.
Blue Lake Road. The first 3.5 minutes of my video were enjoyed mostly by Hasan's chair and his chat. Although apparently for the duration of this, Hasan was watching the video on his phone, so he can see everything that his chair is seeing. It's not until we're 4 minutes in, which just to be clear is about a third of the way through the video, that Hasan decides to add his first piece of commentary.
I feel like it's gotta be like it's gotta be, I don't know,
base,
like someone who has a
I mean, you know, like the whole react harder gets memed.
But I usually try
which boundaries did you break?
One of the things is, I think you'll agree with this as well, is just like, don't leave the video running when you get up
100%.
to go pee.
Yeah, you can't
That's
do
like
that.
pretty basic stuff.
You stop doing that?
I only do it with, I usually only do it with my videos that I know are from my friends.
You do not have my permission to walk away from my videos.
For the record, I'm not actually walking away for an extended period of time. Like, what are you supposed to do if there's an emergency and you have
just
to get
say,
up?
wait, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you can, well, that, and also you can pause it, but the problem is,
yeah, pause the video.
When you pause the video, it's just like makes the content awful.
This video, Andrew Tate's controversy, have finally caught up with him. I watched this video, so let me see. And of course, XQC wouldn't care about uploading this because he doesn't have any moral.
Well, okay, but you're watching like Andrew Tate's controversy that finally caught up to him. That's not necessarily like this isn't even. I think the most.
Hold on, go ahead. What are you saying? It's not what.
This isn't even that bad. Like you're.
How do you know? I just started it.
Because no matter what it is, it's probably like is it just a bunch of news reactions?
No, it's a video. One video. I know because I watched it. This is the end for Andrew Tate. I watched it from Internet Anarchist, yeah.
That's not. Oh shit. I'm sorry, anarchist. Okay, I don't want to throw you under the bus by leaking DMs. I'm sorry, dude. Okay, listen. If I flex on that bitch ass, I swear I'm not doing it to use your name and make you look like a bitch. They're a bunch of bitches. When people act like some bitches, I have to call them out, and I'm sorry about that, okay? So I'm leaking DMs this one time. Thank you. Fuck them. They can actually suck it, okay? This whole thing of theft, he's doing theft. That goes against your point directly, instantly, okay? You are an idiot for even bringing that. And you know, dude, he didn't say allegedly. He didn't say what, he literally called me a thief and stealer right on the fucking broadcast. And my editor says, he also asked JCS and was given permission, and he wonders if Hasan did the same.
The main problem here
What a
is
moron, dude.
The main problem here should be that if this is on your main channel, you should definitely edit it more for sure.
I'm the internet anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
I mean, this is already theft. He didn't even intro it. He didn't talk about it. He's literally just sitting there quietly for the first 30 seconds. You should sue him. You XQC, you thief bitch.
Damn.
I'm not surprised he's stealing people's videos. He steals people's money too on
his
fucking
attitude
gambling.
on this, by the way, is look. You're talking to someone who I do not care about IP in the same way that you do. We have differing opinions on it.
You think that you should be able to take people's videos and re-upload them wholesale?
Well, not necessarily. I think
not necessarily.
I think you should still abide by.
I hate how much of a. I've been doing so good without Hasan unnecessarily. Listen to how much Hasan like dances around everything here. He's like, well, I think it's okay. I don't think it's okay. Okay, well maybe it's not okay, but like I don't think it's a big deal. You don't think it's a big deal? Well maybe it can be like a big deal, but like I don't think I believe in IP. You don't believe in IP? Well, like he's just trying so hard because all he's trying to do is not offend XQC and not offend Ethan at the same time. He's like one of those people that. He's one of those people that's just trying to like say the nice things to everybody around him so they can just maximally clout shark. I wonder if Ethan even realizes.
By certain standards, but overall, I don't really care. I don't really care if someone rips my IP.
No, but you're talking about IP law, or are you talking about what your preference is?
My personal preferences and what I think, my personal preferences and what I believe and how I believe IP should be run is significally more
how should IPs
hands-off.
be run? How should IPs be run?
Us,
I think that there should be a similar structure to how patents are supposed to exist for all content creation. That after a certain amount of time has passed for like television productions or for even movies in general, that IP should be completely lifted and you can make derivative works off of that with ease.
Well, that's like a 50-year scope. That doesn't really
not even a
affect
50-year
what we
scope.
do.
I think it should be shorter than that. Number two, I think that as far as like rigorous control over IP, I personally don't have it. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's a good thing.
What do you mean you don't believe?
Yeah, what do you mean
I don't
by
understand
that,
what that
Hasan?
means.
What does that mean,
So you
Hasan?
think that people should be able to steal your videos and upload it?
Yeah.
Which is why I have.
Why? How is that fair to anybody? Do you really believe that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you literally search.
Look, you won't answer anything. Do you really believe that?
Kasanabi, there are 1,000 channels pretty much that literally take every.
Because you don't make the lion's share of your money on YouTube. It's not a good argument, right? I don't even necessarily disagree with Hasan here, but he's just so desperate to clout shark. He's like so careful with what he says. He's not even like staking out a real or a strong position.
Everything I do on my stream and re-upload it and make money.
No, I know that you don't care. But you're talking about like
Everyone
the
else.
law.
Or yeah.
In a perfect world,
I don't
think,
care that much either about what people do with my content.
Yeah.
But
in a perfect world, I think that content of this sort would be heavily subsidized by government subsidies in the arts, in the field of art.
You would be subsidized?
Everyone, every type of content creation would be heavily.
I wonder, is Ethan real? I wonder if Ethan's real. Like every single thing Hasan says is stupid. He just said like 20 stupid things in a row, and every time Ethan pauses, asks him like, "You wouldn't protect any IP ever?" Well, no. I mean, it'd be like extended protect. Wouldn't that be like 50 years? Well, no. But I think it would all be subsidized. Would you be subsidized? Well, maybe. Yeah. Like everybody would be. Like it's just constantly saying like random, stupid, brainless shit.
Subsidized so that it would not be art would not be created.
I don't
for the
feel
sake
like you're
of like
speaking to like a real world right
monetization.
now.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying my own.
Like, why would Hasan gonna? I don't think you're speaking to the real world right now. Yeah, like, what the?
So you believe that IPs, people should just be able to steal your content?
I don't consider it. Well, first of all, I don't even consider it theft because people do that already, and I have given allowances for people to do that.
No,
However,
I'm not saying people are stealing your content.
Yeah,
I'm talking about IP laws in general.
I think that the protections should only exist for people like YouTube channels and whatnot, people that are smaller independent operations, and that the restrictions should be heavily limited for larger corporations.
So how do you decide who's...
What are we even talking about right now? How did we shoehorn corporations into this conversation?
smaller and who's a larger?
That's actually a really good question. I don't have an answer for that. I've thought about it a lot, but I do not have an answer for it. I don't know. I think like
I have
maybe
no
revenue
idea
structure wise, like after
about.
a certain.
So what you just hit?
Yeah, you just hit
a
like
money
a certain
number, and then you have no
cap,
more
and then
protection?
it limits down.
What if
like
you-
a, like a
that's how-
progressive
what if-
taxation structure
Uh-huh.
where
Oh,
it like
progressive
basically
taxation?
limits the amount that you can maintain your own intellectual property patents.
What if you? That's how you make a living. So they take your IP away, and then all of a sudden your business goes bankrupt because everyone can steal your content.
What do you mean? Why would your business go bankrupt?
Your business potentially, you're making money by creating proprietary or unique content.
Okay.
So once you were like, hey, my business is doing great, I'm making $10 million a year, and then you lose your IP. How does that make sense?
Because it's still unique content creation,
What?
which
Well,
means
people
that
just start re-uploading it, and then your bottom line is going to get crushed.
yeah, you'll certainly, well, on your old library content, you would still have like some.
You see that this is so much more complicated
Yeah,
than it is. for no
100%.
reason.
Look, I grew up in Turkey. We did not have access to movies when I was growing up that in a timely manner. We did not have access to video games when I was growing up in a timely manner. And the only way I was able to enjoy all of these video games when I was growing up in Turkey was...
Hold on, I'm sorry, I might be retarded. Isn't Turkey like a pretty Western country? Am I wrong? And he grew up, I feel like I saw a picture of him in his early days where he's like wearing like a full suit, riding a horse. So I feel like he grew up like pretty wealthy. Nah, bro, Turkey is fucked. I feel like Hasan's family was like, if I look up like picture Hasan riding horse child. And I could be wrong. I fully admit it. This doesn't look like somebody that grew up poor.
I grew up in Turkey to a relatively affluent family. And if you're like even a little bit affluent in Turkey, because of how massive the wealth gap is in a country like that, you're caked up in comparison to like American standards, where if a similar salary would not, or a similar amount of wealth would not make you upper middle class even.
Sure.
Such is the nature of developing nations. But by the time I got to college, my dad lost everything, right? Which is fine. I mean, I still had a lot of the benefits of a early upbringing.
Could you tell us? Do you mind telling us how he lost everything, or what?
Futures trading.
What happened in that?
Just
exactly?
gambled, basically.
Yikes. Okay.
You know?
Had he been doing that for a while and seen some success, and then just kind of went all in on it or something?
Yeah, pretty much. I think I'm a little murky on the details. Like I don't think he's never fully like brought it up. You know what I mean? But he was successful. I mean, he was like lobbying the Turkish government. He was like the right hand man in a holding group. You know what I mean? He was like, he had some pretty serious jobs.
That's the cheapest horse? Okay, maybe, dude. True.
Cracked video games there's a massive black market that was readily available, where you could go and purchase a game in a brick and mortar retail store that exclusively sold like pirated material, basically pirated movies and pirated video games. And the only way I had access to anything that was going on in the rest of the world was through purchasing through a black market substitute, cracked video games and pirated movies. So,
Sounds like they figured it out for themselves over there in Turkey. I still don't see the solution of making everything IP-less.
So my point was, but that's a violation of IP. That's like heavily illegal.
And good
Oh my
and
God.
I mean, I'm not saying
Is that what he's
that they
comparing it
shouldn't
to?
do that. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? Do
So
what you
you're-
got to do.
So you're
But you do
fine.
need laws to protect your fucking
So you're
property.
okay. So we're not that far off from one another on this issue.
I'm
Then
not saying that if you break IP in Turkey, you should have your hands cut off or something. I don't care.
No,
about
I mean,
that.
first of all, there's no hand cutting in Turkey.
I know. I'm just
But
saying.
my point was that, okay, so you and I are in agreement on this then, because it's more of a wink and a nod where it's like, hey, listen, you know, sometimes you're gonna steal some movies.
If XQC re-uploads one of my videos and just sits there watching, I should have the right to sue him.
Yeah.
What do you think that?
Why did he say yes now?
Yeah, if you regardless of my own personal belief, I think that there's
and now
still
back to like, well, me personally, I wouldn't personally. Me personally.
there needs to still be some limitations to what you can and can't do, because there's going to be bad faith abusers of that structure.
Is XQC a bad faith abuser?
I think XQC is working within the bounds of a lack of regulation around this sort of thing.
But it's not going to be regulated. I mean, it is, but you need to be sued. There's no
like
mechanism.
His perspective on it. His perspective on it is like, as long as nobody comes after me, why the would I stop? Which I kind of understand, because that's how I approach like IP from like MasterChef, for example. You know what I mean? Like big television productions of shows that.
And they could sue you,
and
they would be right to sue you. I think they would be in the right.
I think so. I don't.
But
I mean, I think it's. But ultimately, I think that's like kind of the entire gaming industry relies on Let's Play as a way to market their product, which is why
I'm not saying
relies. What? The entire Let's Play industry could collapse, and I don't think it would have hardly any effect on the gaming industry at large. There might be some indie games that blow up off of certain Let's Plays, but no, they don't rely on it.
And there are symbiotic relationships like that. I'm not saying that. Anyway, I want to watch XQC. I really want to get a sense for when he starts talking.
And today, we'll be taking a look.
We're already watched how long we watching this thing? See, this moron is such an idiot. He's got
God.
He didn't even edit it. I'm looking at his.
Ethan going in.
I can't tell which is his time bar and which is the one of the video, because it's so unedited. Like, it's so, he cares so little.
This is a straight VOD rip.
It's been going for 30 seconds.
Following their move from jail to house arrest on the 31st of March 2023.
Fucking moron.
You guys are going to know.
Shut up.
No, man.
Okay, listen.
I want to know, man.
He's not even talking about the video. He's responding to a comment in chat.
Yeah.
Hold on.
News and developments in the Tate Brothers saga. Following their move from jail to house arrest.
I wonder if they talk about the topics before the show that they're going to go over, because there's no way that Hasan would have agreed to this.
31st of March 2023.
Jack, you guys are going to know. I want to know. He's like, I want to know, man.
Bro.
Chad is saying, don't watch this video. Why are you watching this video? And he's saying, I want to know, man. I'm an XQC analyzer translator. Let me explain something here.
So
that is going to happen on a live stream. That's always going to happen on a live stream.
Okay, listen. Right now,
your criticism is about uploading this straight VOD rip to your YouTube channel, right?
There's two prongs. There's two prongs here. One is uploading it to YouTube, which is insane, and he should be sued for this. And I hope people do. I mean,
I don't
shame
think
on
the
you.
content creators themselves always care about it, which is why.
Not always, but when they do, they should have. It's their right. I mean, I don't think it's respectful to upload a video like that. Period.
What?
At least put a little effort in to make it watchable. Like, what is this shit, dude? Moron.
That's just mean.
Well, okay, so there's two prongs. The YouTube one we've covered. The Twitch one has not really been tested. Listen, the walking away and leaving things playing, it shouldn't be done by anyone on Twitch ever.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Like, there's no.
I just think you're creating a huge legal liability by doing that. Because one day somebody's going to come start suing people, and if that's up, and if you've done that, you have a huge liability.
The one thing that haters are always confused about is like, there's this meme about me, the chair meme, right? It's a part of Twitch culture, because like when you're live for 8 to 10 hours, two things that are always going to happen is like, one, you're going to be eating on camera. So that's like a big meme. The other one about live streaming in general is that, of course, you're going to get up at a certain point, right? That is where that chair meme comes from, which then turned into like, oh, Hasan just like will click play and then leave his chair on and walk away.
You do that, though. You just said you do. The walking away and leaving things playing, it shouldn't be done by anyone on Twitch ever.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
You do that though. You just said you do.
No, but there's a difference. I don't let the video just fucking run throughout the entire process and just like walk away and fuck off.
You did say you just.
I get up to either take a piss sometimes if I really have to pee without pausing the video, which I should. I should do like a BRB screen or something. And I'm working on. I'm trying to figure out a better way to do that by possibly playing something that like either the person will never have issue with, or rather, playing like a TikTok or something, just like jiggle some keys in the eyes of the audience so that it's like the content is not stale.
So right, and that's fine. Like I said, but at any rate, XQC is the biggest fucking douche offender piece of shit ever. I literally hate him.
Jesus.
He's so vile.
Hate them.
He is. He's just the worst, man. He doesn't care about anything. Why do people watch this? Like genuinely. Let me watch this now.
So
why men can't get matches
That's
on
another
dating?
question.
He's such
Ethan,
a hater,
people
dude.
say that about you, and they say that about me all the
No,
time.
but he's not saying anything.
But it doesn't matter. Some people like it.
Look at this shit, and I'm at 1 minute. This motherfucker hasn't said a single word.
So far, he has only received a couple of likes and has 0 matches.
Oh, here we go.
He becomes frustrated.
No, false alarm. Minute 10.
Whoa, okay,
and
this
starts
is a
questioning
bit
himself.
intel bait a
He
little bit.
puts so much effort
What the fuck is he even talking about? Who is he talking to?
into setting up a nice profile.
I could tell
after
you
all.
don't really
Why
watch
can't he
Twitch
get
at
any
all.
matches?
If I was watching this on Twitch, I would be perfectly understanding
It's
that
a
it's
YouTube
like
video.
yes,
That's what I'm criticizing. there.
fair.
Yeah.
If you're a fan channel out there and you're like uploading straight VOD rips, stop trying to go first to market. Another thing that they do that's frustrating is like they'll literally steal the original art, the original thumbnail, and just slap my face on it as I'm doing like soy face. I hate that shit. You didn't change the thumbnail. You didn't change the title. You're basically trying to squeeze into the algorithm and ride the coattails of a YouTuber who worked a lot and spent a lot of time and effort and money to make a video. I don't like that at all.
Can I tell you?
What?
Those
Or wait, yeah, I thought he didn't care about IP. I don't even know. I'm not sure.
guys have upset me a few times where I'm doing one of my interviews and then they'll upload you reacting to it before our show's even done.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, yeah, no, they're...
Reacting to it before our show's even done.
Yeah. Like, yeah, no, they're fast with it.
Have you told them to not do that?
There are instances like where I'll reach out to a content creator ahead of time to be like, are you comfortable with this? If they're not, I'll tell ahead of time, like, don't react to this, don't upload this.
Or like the being first to market thing.
But there are still absolutely channels that basically take advantage of the lack of protection on YouTube. Not just for me, they do it for Charlie as well. They do it for any Twitch streamer. Like every single Twitch streamer has like this kind of issue where they will literally go.
It's people
that's one of them. That's literally the channel I'm talking about. That's the channel.
I don't think Ethan knows. Hasan gives his full blessing to these channels. Hasan says quite explicitly, you guys are good to upload whatever you want. He supports the Hasan Industrial Eclipse Complex or whatever. He literally says that.
I'll respond to a Ben Shapiro video about me, and they'll upload it while I'm still streaming.
So you should DMCA this guy. You shouldn't let him get away with all this shit.
Like, look at this.
Yeah.
What is this channel? Hasanabi Capital 2. Hasanabi Capital 2. Is it this one or? Fan-made channel. Why doesn't Hasan just DMCA them and then shut the channel down? Wouldn't it be pretty easy if he didn't like it?
And there's not much you can do about it.
You can.
There's like
not much you can do about it. You can just DMCA it. What do you mean? Why does nobody? Ethan's based on this topic.
Feelings. Not me shamelessly at least subs to 3 other fakes. No, it's fine. If you sub to them, that's fine, dude. I do not have a problem with what do you call it, with these channels. As long as they're not like, as long as they're, dude, I don't give a fuck about IP, any of that shit. As long as they're not like, 1, portraying me in a bad light, 2, linking back to my Twitch and my original YouTube, 3, specifying that they're an unaffiliated channel. I don't have an issue with it.
So many.
I don't know. I can't do anything about it.
DMCA him. YouTube doesn't care. They don't do anything. You have to do it yourself.
See, fucking A, dude. Me and Ethan, I would probably disagree on whether or not React content is okay, whatever. But me and Ethan acknowledge there is a tool for the problem. DMCA it. If it's so bad, just DMCA it. It's so easy. And Ethan is just as dumbfounded here as I am. If you don't like it so much, just DMCA it. What do you mean you can't do anything about it? It's a 90-second form to fill out. What are you talking about?
They can't file a legal claim.
Yeah.
YouTube cannot file a DMCA on your behalf.
Correct. Well,
they can't do it.
That is correct. They do content ID, but that's not the same thing yet.
Okay.
But if you DMCA him 3 times, his channel will get fucking suspended or banned.
True.
You know what I mean?
And this is not one channel.
Oh, this was one of his first clips. Was this full rip?
There is so many.
300,000
channel
views.
is a network.
Like,
they have like they operate like a bot network. We've taken down.
But the reason that they're so successful is because
you don't do anything.
There's no accountability.
I know, but we take down their channels. They just make. They literally.
When was the
will
last
go
channel you took down?
And
You
make
literally
a new
give
one.
them
This
permission.
has been operating for a minute. If you don't care, I'll do DMCAs when they upload my content like that.
Do it.
People that are uploading my content wholesale because someone reacted to it, and they're doing it to get ahead of our video in the algorithm, I will DMCA you. And I do not give you consent either, which I'm going to DMCA these videos right now.
Do it. DMCA.
This motherfucker. Where's the other one? There was 2 of them, right?
Why doesn't Hasan DMCA? Is he scared of the backlash? No. Hasan likes these channels. He encouraged all of these channels to exist. He's just acting now like he's just like a hapless victim in all this. But Hasan supports these.
Can you make a note, Dan? I want to send a DMCA to this fucking guy for these 2 videos he re-uploaded.
Bro, he's going hard.
You. Coming for you, bitch. Right.
Jesus.
The bell's tolling for your bitch ass. I'm coming. My first DMCAs in my whole goddamn career. Maybe there's been a few others of people re-uploading wholesale. But I'm fucking coming for you. Be afraid, motherfucker. And I got time, and I got people. I'm gonna follow you. New channels? No. I'm right on your ass.
They're out here looking like Mitch McConnell on the podium.
Goddamn right.
All right, well,
things are heating.
Bro. Holy shit. Damn. And they don't need the. I'm being a major hater right now. But the frustrating thing is the H3H3 subreddit hates me. So if I did anything like this, I'd be obviously obliterated because they cover every random thing I have to say about a thing when I'm even the peripheral. I wonder if that subreddit has any idea Hasan's positions on like any of this shit or how Weasley, a Weasley little liar. Okay, what do you want?
Well, I don't want anything. I just thought because I was watching the video. I thought you went to the computer and I could just call you and then we could talk about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like when you call me, I'm just like, "What's up?" That's my way of saying "What's up." Sorry.
Oh, yeah. What happened with you and the other clown?
Which one?
I mean, the other clown. Man, he tried to get me on Twitter like everybody else. Just the guy, man. Muhatar or whatever the fuck.
Oh, you mean Muda?
Yeah. Did you roll him?
Did I roll him? I think we came to a kind of an agreement, but I'm not sure. Oh, Muda is still going at X. Uh-oh.
Wait, he's actually...
Hold on, I just saw somebody link a tweet. Okay, so you guys are enemies right now. Uh-oh. All right. What's up? What do you want to chat about?
Well, I don't know if he's doing that. I mean, how about you tell me how right I am?
Well, give me your full take on this.
The take on this is I'm not like farming chads or whatever. Fuck all of them. I think they're all wrong, flat out on all points. They have absolutely. It's unredeemable.
Nobody has any good point on anything anywhere.
Well, of course there are some small good points and things that we could do better, right? And things to pay more attention to, right? At the end. But I think that whenever you approach those topics with the correct with corrections, they just move the goalpost to the next thing, and at the end, they want the big blocks to remove based on bullshit arguments. So like, they're not looking for an argument. They're not looking to like actually find solutions. They just want to get upset. They just want to get mad. I think that's very much it.
Okay. What? So I guess let's back up. We're still talking about like React content, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what do you think their arguments are? I guess if you had to characterize like their position.
Yeah, the way they go to their position is, I think they are upset that I will start with their root thought, and after that, I'll tell you how they manifest it. They're upset that some people have their work cut out for them, and it's easier than them to get views and money, and it upsets them. I think the way they manifest that is by going after React content, because it's the easiest, right? And it's in their territory, and they are upset at the way people are reacting, right? And they're presenting their arguments in a pretty shit way, just because they're upset.
Okay, kind of. That's not like the worst summary ever. I would add a small caveat that it's probably a little bit upsetting when people spend hours and hours and hours working on videos, and then they see somebody else kind of profit off that video, sometimes making 10 times the amount of money that they do with like 10 times less the effort. I think that if we add that on, that's a little bit more of a fair summary, which I think is like an understandably annoying position.
But does that make them correct or not?
Well, I'm just trying to, let's just get to the emotional side first. Like, why are people upset? I think it's good to start there. Like, why would somebody be mad at this particular thing, right?
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I still think they're wrong.
Which is fair. You have every right to think they're wrong. But just so that we understand that. So I'm trying to get a sense of like what you think is like right or wrong. I'm curious. So let's say somebody, I'm going to start with the most extreme examples, and we'll tone it back until we reach a point of agreement, I guess, something. Let's say that somebody is going to release a video that they worked really hard on, but you somehow get a copy of that video early, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then,
100%.
Yeah, let's say that you react to that video before it's even on YouTube. You react to it, then you upload it on YouTube before they've even uploaded their version. Do you think that that's okay, or do you think that's bad?
That's a pretty, I think that's a good place to start, 100%. Because that's one of the main arguments that I actually agree with. And the way that I agree with it is simple. I think that even before I got criticized for it, it's something that I noticed that could happen, and I started to do less. The answer to your question is yes. I think it's bad in terms of direct impact, short, medium, long term. Usually with bigger creators, right? Usually with bigger creators. It's very important to notice that. So there's two parts to this answer. One, yes, I agree it's bad, right? And there are ways around that. But two, it also depends on size.
Okay, let's back way up, because we're jumping ahead really hard. Okay, so I'm just in this hyper specific, this is a crazy example that doesn't even happen. I'm saying if you were to get somebody's video before they've even uploaded it onto YouTube, and then you like broadcast their like blueprint to the video, like before they've even uploaded it, and then you react to it and upload it.
Terrible, absolute dog shit, terrible.
Okay, we agree that that's
there's no
bad.
arguments. There's no arguments for that.
Yeah.
Zero.
Okay, I would imagine we'd agree there. So then the next question, maybe the next egregious thing is, let's say somebody just uploads a video within like 10 seconds of uploading it, a streamer watches it, reacts to it, and then their reaction is very minimal, and then they upload that onto YouTube, and they get 10 or 20 times more views than the original video. Do you think that's okay, or do you think that's not okay?
I think the specifics here matter more than the argument itself.
Okay, which specifics would you want to flesh out for that argument?
Yeah. It's why I think it's important to elaborate. If let's say I'm a guy, right? Mm-hmm. It's when the growth is predictable and when it's not. So when something goes viral, right? If it's gonna go viral on its own or before somebody, right? It's very, very, very important. So what I'm thinking is that let's break it down. Initially, and at the, I'm just gonna. I'm trying to organize my thoughts properly. Okay, let's restart.
Okay.
So What? Sorry, I'm not being given a lot of leeway here on my time to think.
You don't have to. Don't worry about chat.
Okay. Basically, the way that I see it is, if it's almost instant, right, or right after, there is in a lot of cases. In a lot of cases, there will be negative consequences to that. In a lot of cases, but not every case. It's why I think that has to be approached case by case basis, and we have to use people's good faith. Like people have to be smart about it. You have to be like, these are my thoughts, yeah.
Okay, I can kind of understand that, but the argument from the other side is going to be there might be harmful side effects, there might not, but there's never harmful side effects for the streamer. It's always good for the reactor. It may or may not be bad for the YouTuber. So
well, I haven't seen the content yet, so the video might be complete dog shit, and I might lose out on time where I could have watched a better video. So that on its own is a negative side effect. Your video is fucking dog shit. So yeah, that's a negative side effect. What about it?
Yeah, I mean that could be the case, but I don't know if it's relevant to this example. What I'm saying is that there's if you don't like the video, you can just shut it off, right? Like the risk, like you're making the risk for the streamer there sound like kind of high.
It is a smaller risk, yes.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the risk is almost non-existent for us, right? If we watch a video and it's like kind of dog shit, we just turn it off.
I heavily disagree.
Really? Are you losing you're on 40,000 viewers, and then you watch a boring video, and in 2 minutes you lose 20,000 viewers, and you're like, fuck, I fucked up. The video's too boring. I need to find another video ASAP.
Well, see, now you're putting a lot of feelings into it. I'm talking about it quantitatively. So, if you were to really look at it quantitatively, I mean, yes, I'm still correct. Yeah, yes, there will be an impact there. That's bad. Objectively, it's not even subjective. It's objective. It would be a bad impact. It's quantifiable. It's bad. Yeah.
Okay.
You asked me if it's bad,
sure.
and I said yes.
Okay. Yep. I hear you. You say it. Okay. Let's say that maybe it is bad. Okay. But can we agree that the risk is way, way, way lower for the streamer than the potential risk for the content creator? Do you agree with that, or do we not agree with that?
Yes. Yes. In a scenario where the video was uploaded 15 minutes ago or 15 seconds ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Continue.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think that harm hasn't been proven yet by anybody, because obviously it's really hard to collect facts or figures on any of this.
That's incorrect. You just said something that's wrong, and I'm not calling you out on it. That is incorrect.
What's incorrect?
It's not because it's hard to prove. It's because there just isn't. Otherwise, somebody would have came out of the woodwork already by now and did it.
When I say it's hard to prove, what I mean is that if I use the word counterfactual, do you know what that means? I'm not trying to kind of say. Okay, sorry. A counterfactual is kind of saying what if something would have happened. So people will say if the Soviets didn't backstab, or I'm sorry, if Hitler didn't backstab the Soviets, then they could have won World War II. That would be like a counterfactual. We don't know what that world looks like, so it's hard to say. Some counterfactuals are very difficult to measure because so many different things can change. I think that the counterfactual for React content is very, very, very hard to prove, right? Now, so I'm saying that I don't know if harm is there. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I'm just saying that if it's there, it can be really hard to demonstrate that.
Okay, right? It's why I like to talk really about size.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was uploaded first initially, so usually when it's like a long time ago,
yeah.
I think there's a massive upside to the contrary, right? At that point, it's up to them to break that down, because since they're the one making the claim that it's bad, they're the ones that are coming out of the woodwork and saying that it's bad, right? So it's the burden of proof is kind of on them to figure out the problem and show the problem, right?
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So now we get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can move on to the next point, which is the contrary has been proven. Maybe not initially or on the same video that I'll watch, like Day does internet, while I'll watch his video.
Mm-hmm.
On his next upload, maybe I'm not gonna be live immediately, right? The chance that the people that watch the video on my channel watch it on his directly is significantly larger, and it's been quantified as larger multiple times. Like, yeah.
Can you say that sentence again?
Okay. If I'm not live if I am not live,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. If you're not live. Okay.
Yeah. Let's say, and he uploads a video next time after I watch another one of his videos, right? Even though the stats haven't proven yet, or not a lot, that the one video, let's say the video number 1, right? Me watching on stream doesn't really have a massive negative or positive impact.
Okay.
Right? It's not massive. But I'm telling you, it's been quantified before, and the stats are there. On the next subsequent uploads, right? There is trackable data that it's improved the amount of views and how that video will perform. Right? So this is like a free argument. I'm not even like one thing by free is that I'm just saying that how do I say this? It's free as in I don't have to prove this. I'm just saying since we're on that topic.
Okay.
There's a pause because I don't have to prove positives.
From
I have to
everything,
prove negatives.
Yeah. From everything that I've seen, it seems to be the case that there's either a neutral impact or there's a slightly positive impact, right? That seems to be the case. I do agree with that. Yeah.
But no negative, right?
That doesn't seem to have been proven. I don't see anybody having proved that so far. Right? We agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. So I think we agree there. If we move on from there.
Yep.
Do you think that a content creator has a right to say, I don't care if there's a positive or negative impact. I don't want people reacting to it anyway?
Absolutely. That's crazy important too. I think that's the most important part. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Do you think that then, how do you justify what the default position should be for a streamer? Because right now the default position for a streamer is you should be allowed to react to whatever you want. And if somebody doesn't like it, then they reach out and they tell us, hey, stop. But what about if somebody were to argue, I think the default position should be you don't react to stuff and you have to get explicit permission to do so?
Okay, so that's difficult of an argument, right? Because that's two components. If I were to argue your point and to win my point, I would almost be losing my time because we can approach the next point, which is gonna be, hold up, sorry, I'm playing this fucking game. I'm playing shapes. Which is, oh yeah, where will it be uploaded? Is it only gonna be for live viewing, for Twitch VODs, or YouTube VODs? Because you know the fact that if you win this argument, it's the goalpost is gonna be moved to where it's being uploaded and what the damage is coming from.
Well, sure, we're not even moving goalposts yet. You're moving like really far ahead in the argument. I'm trying to like trap you or catch you. I'm just like trying to figure out like, because if we ask questions like this, we can start to get an intuitive feel of like what feels okay and what feels like kind of gross. Like I think that, and then once we get an intuitive feel of like this feels okay, this doesn't feel okay. When we try to get around like what doesn't feel okay, then I think we can get closer to an answer of like, okay, this is what we should be doing, this is what we shouldn't be doing.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to ask you like, do you think that this is, do you think it's okay to re-upload something on YouTube? And then you're like, well, I think so. And then I'm like, okay, well, what if you re-upload it within 5 minutes? Do you think that that's okay? And then that's not okay. And then if you watch it on stream immediately, and then you re-upload it, and then you like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to figure out like what we think is like okay or not okay. I'm just like asking a series of questions to like get at like the intuitions here, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. So then back to the original question. I'm just saying, let's say some guy is, let's say that. What do we as streamers say? What should the default position be on React content? Should we assume that people don't want us to react to it?
Yeah. I think case by case, I think overall, I think it's been shown beneficial enough to do risk analysis and say that I think if people do it correctly, which not everybody does, but they should be. But that doesn't mean that they will be. But I think there's good of a positive argument to say yes. Yes. I can elaborate on why, but does it matter?
Wait, so you're saying that we should ask in advance, or that we shouldn't? That we don't need to ask in advance?
In my opinion, in the way I see it as potentially damaging would be on YouTube and the re-uploads. My opinion, permission should be asked when upload to YouTube. To live viewing I don't really think permission should be like needed since it's transformative by nature.
Well, okay, so let's dive into that idea. What do we think is like transformative? Because a lot of people are going to fight on what they consider to be transformative or not.
Oh, literally, to me, there's not much of a real cutoff to it. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just transform it.
Well,
lol.
Are you just curious? Are you familiar with the 4-point fair use test?
No.
So for the United States, there's like a 4-point test for fair use, which is basically the defense of using copyrighted content. Without getting into all of this, let's say that a React streamer watches a video and then they watch it for the entire time and they don't say a single thing. Do you think that because the chat's there and people are watching it with chat, do you think that that counts as like transformative?
No, not specifically. No.
Do you have any inkling or any feeling of like what makes something transformative? Like, is there even like an arbitrary threshold in your head where like if it's a 30-minute video and it's like 35 minutes is your react, is that okay? Or do you even need to pause it to react or?
Nah, I think that the cops people put are pretty stupid. I think it's case by case again. I don't mean to say that it's a cop-out. Some videos are very educative by nature, right? And you're gonna be listening a lot. So then it would be hard to make an argument that it's transformative, right?
Yeah, sure.
If you're just like listening to the information and just kind of like trying to digest as much as you can and giving it the chat, like I think it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that? Do you understand that though? Otherwise, like, how do you react to a fact?
No, I agree. I think I made this argument on my stream that like, like there are going to be some videos that I have a lot to say on. If I'm watching like a Ben Shapiro video, I've got a lot to say on this. If I'm watching like a educational video on quantum mechanics, I'm probably not going to have anything to say on this, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Straight up. Yeah. Literally straight up. Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess so. In the current era, of like React content that exists like on Twitch and everything, do you think that anything should change? Do you think that it's in an okay place right now? Do you think it's in a not okay place? Or what are your general feelings on everything?
I think there's never going to be an okay or not okay place. I think it's all up to playing by feedback, by ear. If somebody, do you think for even a second that I got contacted by somebody or somebody told me like, hey, yo, dude, this is really bad. And I said like, fuck off, bro. I'm legally allowed to. Of course not. I think I'm pretty fair with the people. And I talk to them on a regular basis. And I'm pretty chill. And I want the best for everybody. There's so many videos I could watch out there. I don't give a fuck to watch your video, right? I want to watch videos. I enjoy watching videos.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy learning about stuff. If you don't want me to watch a video, I won't watch it. As simple as it is.
Sure. Okay. In your fights with Mudahar or the fights you're having on Twitter or online, what's like the argument you see that's like kind of irritating you the most? You think is like the least fair argument?
It's just the goal posting, really.
Gotcha.
The goal posting is like, it's all the arguments are all bad. Like if you win an argument, it's another one and then another one. And I think that they don't agree that people are making money off of it. That's it. I think that's an issue of it. And I don't think you'll win against people because they're just mauled. And they want to be mauled, you know?
When you watched the Ethan video from H3H3 when he was talking to Hasan, what did he say that you disagreed with?
We could probably work backwards. What do I agree with?
Sorry.
Nothing. I mean, nothing. There's nothing. I think the guy has somewhere down the line lost his mind, and I think that he's brain dead. I think Ethan has lost his mind. That's fine for me. The guy's fucking brain dead.
Okay, so because I feel like when I listened to that video, I feel like I agreed with basically everything he said. So I'm curious, like, what points he had that you like super disagreed with.
All of them. Pick any of them. Pick anything you want.
For instance, that you might have a right if somebody's like just reacting to your stuff and not saying anything, that you'd have the right to like DMCA that person. Do you think that's true, or do you think that's not true?
Sure. I can't. Okay, so you know what? You know what's about that? Because of the nature of certain videos, right? I think making a black on white rule to all is just a bad thing. And if I commit to this, then I will watch the videos that very, very, very hardcore on information, and the video will just end on. I'll be like, what the, like, and you'll be like, well, DMC, the police is coming. So I don't really agree with that as a baseline rule. I think it's stupid to make super across the board based on like that. I think it's dumb as fuck. Yeah,
sure. I'm not necessarily saying a baseline rule. I'm just saying
what do you think should be my reaction to a quantum mechanics analysis of the double eraser theory that I watched with chat? Wow, that is a spin. That is quantum-yum. That is scientific. Like, bro, like, you know, like sometimes it's just like, okay, well, that was very informative video, but I can't react that much to it, you know?
Sure, but then wouldn't the argument be from those video creators and that you just shouldn't watch that video? They'd say just don't react to my video. And
how would I know ahead of time if it's gonna be reactable or not?
Well, if the title of the video has quantum mechanics anywhere in it, you probably wouldn't react to it.
There are videos of quantum mechanics that I can comment on, and some that I can't. I've watched quantum mechanics videos before. I know about them. Some of them are easily digestible to talk to chat, and some of them are not.
True.
Okay. I think every innocent, yeah.
Sure. Do you think if you run into one and you just aren't, let's say that you run into one, you didn't enjoy, or you weren't able to provide commentary, that it wasn't entertaining to you or whatever. What do you think is a way that like a content creator, YouTube guy, how should he be able to get his like grievances addressed? He feels like he's been injured. He doesn't like the fact that you watched it. What is like the recourse for that person?
Well, there again, to make that argument, you would have to quantify the damage created, right?
Not necessarily always, but does that mean that if they can't like perfectly quantify the damage, then that there's just they don't have any recourse? It's just
okay. Then let's approach this from a standpoint legally, like defamation, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody hasn't been damaged by something in any quantifiable way, I mean, how much are you gonna get? How much are you gonna sue them for?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean,
no, it does not.
Hold on. It absolutely does. In the United States courts, there's something called defamation per se, for instance, which means that there are certain types of damages that a plaintiff can prove where the court presumes what the cost of the damage is. So I believe when it comes to defamation per se, you don't have to actually prove damages. And I think there might also be statutory damages awarded in some cases as well. But you don't always have to prove one-to-one damages in a defamation case. I don't know, it's because I've done a lot of defamation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nah, I've done a little bit of it too. I just don't. I didn't hear that part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes you have to prove damages. Yeah, it just depends on the type of defamation. But like.
And you would think that this would apply in that particular instance or ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I'm just curious. And well, in this ecosystem, well, no, I'm not necessarily, like I said, I'm not trying to figure out like what is the 100% like ironclad, like this is the legal argument and this has to happen, blah blah blah. I'm just trying to think of like if there is a YouTuber and he's like, I really wish that all these guys didn't watch my video, and now like they keep watching my video, and I've got to email all these guys. I got to say, please stop, please stop, please stop, please stop. That like at the end of the day, the streamers are like, well, if you don't want us to watch your video, we won't. But we already basically did, and now you've got to email every person. You're just like kind of fucked anyway. That like, could you understand that being like a little salty if that was like the setup?
I mean, that could definitely be fucking annoying. Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
Is that in the case anyway?
No, personally, I don't know where all the people who complain about React stuff is. I feel like it's kind of a totally fabricated problem, but
it's a fabricated. Yeah, it is. It is 100%. And I'm trying to tell them it's made up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not, because it seems like everybody's getting mad on behalf of everybody else. But
let me talk to chat because I'm saying a lot. I'm agreeing with a lot of you guys saying don't agree, don't use it because you're getting accept an argument. No, I don't think you guys understand it. I agree with almost all the points. Yet I fail to see the problem because there isn't a problem. You understand what I'm saying? There isn't a problem. There just isn't. It's made up. I think it's actually fucking made up. So until then, I mean, can you really blame me for discrediting it?
Have you, if you had the chance to talk to like Mudahar or whatever, would you talk to him?
Yeah, but I think the guy's kind of brain dead though. I think he's like Smalding.
You think he's Smalding? What does Smalding mean?
No, he's just balding. I think he's just bald. I think he's just bald. Literally, he knows it's coming.
Okay, I don't know if that's very productive, but okay.
Well, I'm not here to. I'm not here to be productive. They have to be productive. They're the ones making the claims that it's bad and damaging. Like, why is it the burden of proof is on them to prove something? I don't have to do anything. I can just sit here and react to the video and say suck my cock, and I'm right. Why do I have to do anything? They're the ones making the claim.
Okay, true. Okay, well, I wish I could remember the claims Ethan made. I mean, like, I generally agree with you. I feel like the problem is largely fabricated. I don't agree with a lot of what they're saying, but I can understand at an emotional level, like the frustration of like you watch a streamer like basically
insecurity. Fuck their emotions. They're can suck my balls. I don't give a fuck. I hate insecurity. I hate people that are insecure all the fucking time. As somebody who had to hold the line on dozens of aspects over the years, I'm tired of insecure people. They ruin everybody. They fuck society in the ass because they cannot sleep at night knowing that they're weak ass fucking bitches, and it fucks me, and I'm tired of it. So fuck their feelings. They can suck it. They can just actually suck it.
Okay, but like, I feel like we can be a little bit more empathetic. No.
I mean, if they want to suck, they want to suck my balls. Yeah, we can. I think they annoy me. I think it's really fucking annoying the way they approach it. So we wouldn't have a problem if they weren't like that, right? If they weren't soy boys, we wouldn't have this problem, correct? So why do I care where it comes from? They are wrong.
Yeah, I guess. Do you think is Muda awake? I'm not streaming on YouTube right now, so I don't think he's like even. Does anybody remember any of what Ethan brought? Wait, do you disagree with Ethan that you should be able to DMCA somebody if they are reacting to your shit and you didn't give a specific authorization for it, or?
I think that's pretty harsh, right? I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty harsh. Other thing, because the consensus of everybody else, right? I think that's pretty all in. But even DMCA, like, you should be able to remove it. Yeah, you remove it is fine. Yeah. Yeah, they remove their claim. Sure, that's fine.
Does any of this argument change for you if if we're talking about re-uploading it to YouTube, or do the arguments, are they all exactly the same in your mind?
Oh, wait, say that one time?
If we talk about like uploading things to YouTube, does the argument change at all for you? Is it exactly the same?
100%, of course it does. It's why I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only guys who's tell my editor, like, guys, do not put this on YouTube. Like, just don't. And they don't.
Okay.
What?
What?
Do you not agree with that?
No, I think it's fine. I super don't give a fuck about any of this. I think people really want me to fight with you, but I don't believe that this is a real problem. I think that people just get really mad at streamers because we probably do some of the lowest effort to highest reward like content. So I think people just get really ass mad.
True.
Yeah, which I understand. I'm empathetic towards. Like, if you're a YouTuber and you spend like 2 months working on a video, and then you just see streamers make so much money and they can just like stream constantly.
Or we can grow a pair of fucking balls out of the blue. Maybe you wake up and you're not an insecure bitch ass, right? Okay. And abuse the fuck out of it and literally run paid ads and all the shit and just yoink the most you can out of the people that are doing it. Yoink me. I'm here for the content. I don't give a fuck if you yoink me. Yoink me. Literally, yoink me. I want to watch a video. Do whatever you want. You can berate me. You can say, if you're watching this video on your stream on Twitch, you are a fucking bitch ass. I'll be like, you know what, dude? I'm a fucking bitch ass, man, and I'm here for it. And that's fine. Problem about it? Like, I don't see a problem with any of it.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Because they win. Because they win. They just don't. They don't see it as a win because they're insecure. That's a problem. If they were more in touch with their feelings, they would understand the actual win they're getting it. But they're not. They're just cringe. And until proven otherwise, I mean, I'm just right by default. I'm gonna say how it is.
Okay.
Right? I think that's how claims work, right?
I mean, like,
not proven, you're wrong by default.
Sure. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. The dick eating is crazy. Yeah, I'm not the best part. Well, because like I said, I don't think that these are like real problems. I don't care that much about this shit.
Well, if your chat is saying that, then give me an argument. Then take one of their arguments that are smart, right? Take one of the arguments and bring it up to me.
I mean, I think the strongest argument on their side is that you do have a right to your intellectual property, and if somebody wants to violate that intellectual property, they should explicitly seek permission first. I think from like an IP perspective, that's probably a strong argument.
So we're talking utopia. So you're talking because of the 1% of people that that are hurt by it, that haven't said it anywhere. If they take your defense ahead of time and assume for them, pretty much is what we're saying. You're trying to like rewrite history, pretty much.
I don't know what you're rewriting history there, but
because if somebody's the one they're kind of reacted to, right? I think, okay, how do I say this? I haven't seen people who just wanted the videos reacted to, right? I haven't seen anywhere anybody that said that. Yes or not?
I don't know what you just said. Sorry, say that again.
There hasn't been a lot of people that have said I don't want my shit reacted to.
There's not a lot of people?
Yeah, there isn't a lot of them. There's a couple of them, but there's a crazy amount of them.
That's true. I agree with that. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, what was the initial point? Because I kind of lost track. Well,
yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Well, yeah, no. Why did I get there?
Wait, where? Oh, do you think that people have a right to their intellectual property, basically? That they have a right to their own unique stuff, and that people can't just like copy it without their permission explicitly?
Oh, I mean, for sure. I mean, come on, man. Like if it's not transformative and it's just like it's the same thing, they're getting yoinked. Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's all about people doing better. It's always people doing better, right? And I'm always open, and I've tried to innovate in ways to do things better, right? I've always tried to make things better all the time. If they don't like something, okay, we can work around it and do it better. But it's like they don't. Some people are acting like they don't want that. They just want to be upset. And I don't think that they should be given like. I don't think they're right. They're not right about it. Like they're just wrong, you know.
Okay, based. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck. Anything else? I can't think of.
Really?
Like, I don't have like. Yeah, I'm not the best because I don't have strong feelings about this. I feel like it's all stupid too. Would you argue that Dark Viper dude? Because I know that he was trying to dick ride you on Twitter.
I think this guy has a lot of problems that he has to deal with, right? And he has to do it on his own time and not by projecting his insecurities on other people. I think I have a lot of problems that I have to deal with, right? Not a lot of them affect what I do. I think the problems that he's having are affecting his professionalism, his work, and everything. And I think he's brainly corrupted. And I wish him the best.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Well, damn. Yeah. I mean, anything else?
Not particularly. Well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan made some dumbass claims, like a bunch of them. You agree with a lot of them.
When you asked me now to name them specifically. I don't remember specifically. I just remember watching the video. I feel like every point he made was pretty good. I don't think he made any points like, oh, I super disagree with that. But if you feel like he made some bad points, if you can remember any, but I can't remember what he said specifically. I feel like,
a lot of his concerns with my videos was that I wasn't talking properly. I wasn't full screened in. He said that I was supposed to skip the lore of the video and the story and go to the react part, and chat would have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about because that I skipped the part where it explains things. How can you do that? If I'm reacting to a story, I have to listen to the story, but he thinks that I have to skip past it.
Oh, hold on. I could be wrong, but I don't think his problem there was your stream. I thought his problem there was the YouTube video.
Oh, see that? Now we're doing some goal posting again.
Wait, hold on. No, not goal posting. I believe that Ethan explicitly said that because Hasan said, as a streamer, and Ethan said, I'm reacting to a YouTube video. This is a YouTube video. I thought that was his issue. Because Hasan was like, well, on stream, I might do, and Ethan was like, I'm not evaluating this as a streamer. I'm evaluating this as a YouTuber because it's uploaded to YouTube.
Okay. Gotcha. So what's the concern with that?
That he was upset because it seemed like
even then I'm even more right because it's even more transformative because then I'm not full screened, I'm rambling, I got TTS on, and at that point, I mean, it's not transformed the best way, but it's fucking transformed like crazy. So I mean, at that point, I'm even more right.
How is it more transformative if you're not talking at all about it?
Oh no, I'm just saying like if it's all chaotic and because he was mad at like the way I was doing it, like he was like making fun of my speech and like everything, right?
Well, no, I think he was just making fun of the fact that it got uploaded to YouTube, but it was essentially the same video just re-uploaded.
It was the same video uploaded. but it wasn't. It was different.
Well, but it was because he said there was like minimal reactions from you. The react more, right?
No, because if that would be a crazy hill to die on, because because Hasan does worse than I do. Somehow, well, someone's kind of like lying about it.
Well, to be fair, sure, but I think that the issue is I think the issue is whether it got uploaded to YouTube or not. And I think the problem was for Hasan's videos on his main channels that he doesn't re-upload those types of reactions to YouTube.
No, he does. No, he does. I proved all of it wrong. I proved all of it wrong.
Okay, you might have proved it wrong on your own time, but I don't think Ethan saw that. Ethan, and to be fair,
well,
Ethan was getting
a dick rider.
No, Ethan was not. Ethan was coming down really hard on Hasan in that comp. I don't think he was dick riding at all.
He was not. Would you agree as hard as he was on me or not?
Maybe not as hard as he was on you, but that was an incredibly uncomfortable conversation for Hasan. You could tell that was a really uncomfortable conversation for Hasan.
Man, you guys have a level of competition that I'm not used to then, because that's some soy shit. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I would be okay with that level of competition.
Okay, that's great if you'd be, but Hasan is literally one of the most soy
H3
people
is forever
on the
bitter
platform.
in virtue signaling X because of the gamble shit. He won't give a good faith interpretation of this, even though Hasan does worse for the same.
Okay, hold on.
Really, bro?
No, these fucking donuts. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. I think Hasan was pretty. I think Hasan was pretty. was pretty uncomfortable in that conversation.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't
like.
think so.
He was like it was so bad that like Ethan had to apologize later on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, he posted a story.
To me, it felt more like
he posted a story 5 hours ago. And he said, "I didn't realize he was being so combative until after the episode. Sorry, everyone. Deactivating Goblin mode for the week. Sorry at Hasan and Piker. Love ya. No homo."
Well, I mean, that guy's a very like after the fact type guy. Anyway, let's be honest. He doesn't actually stand for anything until after the fact.
I mean, maybe sure, but I don't know if that's relevant to the argument. But yeah.
Well, it is. I think it is. Yeah. And then what?
And then what?
Like, yeah, he was coming hard on me like crazy. Like the fact that it's not properly like cutted or edited or like that I'm not full screen, that I'm speaking in a weird speech pattern or some like a lot of just really dumbass fucking shit.
I think that his bar for what he thinks React content should look like is like the early React content that they uploaded on YouTube, which is almost. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, go ahead. No, you're right. No, you're right.
Yeah, which was like exclusively like their form of React content, which was the majority of the video is going to be like their editing and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. So you're saying he's a fucking boomer? Is what you're saying?
I mean, a little bit. I'm just saying that's probably the standard that he's applying. So when he sees a streamer re-upload a video, basically verbatim, except they like say a couple words.
But he's wrong. You get that though, right?
Oh, because you're saying that he didn't represent your video accurately?
Oh no, I'm just saying like you understand that standard is old as fuck, especially when you're mixed with live content and he's being delusional about it.
Well, I mean, the standard is whatever the original video creator wants the standard to be, right?
Which is pretty much unspecified.
Well, but it's up to the original copyright holder, which is the one that made the original video.
Yeah. So how have we seen any cases of people that have been like mauled about that or saying anything about that? Because personally, if somebody were to say, "Yo, I'm not good with that,"
Mm-hmm.
I am telling you 100%, it would either get modified. I would say, yeah, sure, you can have whatever fucking. I wouldn't combat claims or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's just that my editors ask when it goes to YouTube. They actually ask. Every video presented on that, every example of me on that video, was in fact. Asked about. Literally, my editors asked about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was right on all accounts.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you might have been. Yeah, fuck. Why don't you go argue with like Muda or Ethan or
Well, bring him here.
Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Fetching. Hold on 1 second. I'll see if Muda's awake. I don't have Ethan's contact info. I don't think Hasan would let him talk to me.
What does that mean?
Just what I said. I don't think Hasan wants to be anywhere near my orbit or anything near me.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, which honestly is kind of fair enough. I didn't split the fucking atom. Well, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not scared of any debate. Like, I think these guys are all fucking stupid. Like, just get a grip already, man. I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not scared of any
Wait, why the
debate.
fuck don't you just play Factorio if you're playing shit like this? What the
Factorio can, because I don't know about Factorio. I don't know about any of it. I don't know about, yeah.
what the f is that sentence? I don't know about anything? What?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
But you know about this? You're basically playing Factorio Light.
Really?
Yeah, you mine resources, you're sending them down conveyor belts to machines. I imagine you're probably combining these shapes into more complicated shapes or something, right?
Yep, that's right. That is right, Kuh. Wait, so you agree with Mutta?
Not as much, no.
I think I just stood up wrong. I think that guy loves to preach to the choir, and Twitter is the easiest audience for that, and I think he's just farming that because
okay, I feel like you're a little train-brained. Okay, I don't think it's like a matter of like preaching to the choir, blah blah blah.
No, I believe that. I believe that 100%. This is I'm not being schizo. I believe that these are. He knows his argument is at least slightly over the top, and he's playing it up. But he knows that since it's Twitter, it'll pass and it'll get easy, more views, whatever. And he plays the whole thing, and he does that.
Do you think maybe he just might feel a particular type of way about it because he tends to put a lot of effort into his content?
But that's like a big... That's like his problem. Has there been any videos...
No, I'm not disagreeing that it's not his problem, but I'm saying he's not being like conspiratorial, or he's not like hyping it up just for attention, blah, blah, blah. Like he might genuinely feel that like this is shitty.
Oh. Okay. So we're going back to like the super victimhood thing of like, oh my god, this is hurting these guys, even though it's unproven, and he's running off with it because he knows that people are gonna take it for face value, even though nobody said that it hurts them, and he's just being the hero on Twitter, and people are just eating it up, and you think that's a good thing? That's fucking cringe, bro. I'm like, what happened to you, man?
That's just
no, deadass. What happened to you? What happened to you? You changed, deadass.
What am I? That's a very human thing to do and feel. What do you mean? What happened to me?
No, you changed, deadass.
For real?
No, deadass actually changed.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I think it's a conspiracy that him and the other YouTubers are starting to bring down all the streamers. I think that's what's actually happening. Okay.
No, I'm not being that schizo. I just think that like, you know for a fact he's playing up this really, really fucking weird hero mentality of trying to save people that didn't ask to be saved and they don't have a problem with anything. And he knows he'll get away with it because it's Twitter, and they'll suck it up.
Okay. How would you know if he felt genuinely about it versus if he was playing it up? What would you like? How would you even figure that out?
If he made an argument that made sense.
What you don't think is what? Not to drill into specifics, but like what part of his argument do you think like totally just doesn't make sense?
Well, if you're defending somebody that didn't actually defend it about a problem that they didn't mention as a problem, then what the f is a problem?
I think that for most people that are creating content like this, I don't think you necessarily think you need to have like an injured party saying something specifically. Like it probably just seems wrong on its face, even without anybody complaining about it, right?
That's not because you feel such a way that you're right. You're just still wrong.
Okay, I mean, if you want to get ultra anal about it, then the reality is legally every streamer's probably in the wrong for doing React content. If you want to just take a pure legal, okay,
that's right.
So if we can all agree that from a legal point of view, it's probably almost certainly wrong, right? Is it really that far of a hop and a skip to say not only is it legally wrong, but people might also feel emotionally like it's kind of shitty too? Is that not possible?
Well, then that would be their problem. Because for the people, it's a win, and all I think about is the win. It is a win. It is a flat-out win, and I feel sad that people aren't more vocal about somebody acting like a hero for them about a problem that isn't a problem.
Okay, sure. Like, I'm not. Hold on. I don't disagree with what you're saying. I take issue with saying that it's just like, for instance, so I came out generally against these people. I came out generally defending streamers, but I'm actually not typically known as like a reactor that much. Like, because I put on my beer back and go away. So does that mean, am I virtue signaling since I'm not like part of the people that are being mentioned here?
Oh, wait, say that one more time. I lost track because I saw something you mentioned.
So I was one of the people that came out like kind of hard against the YouTubers here. But like, I'm not generally like a reactor, like put on a video and walk away. Like, I think I've tried that like twice in my life, and both times I got copyright struck.
But in this instance, though, in the way you're talking about, a problem has been mentioned, correct?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that like...
So you are reacting to a problem. This is a reacting to a problem that doesn't exist. Okay. He made a problem by saying there's a problem.
Okay, so you think because he was one of the first people to bring it up, or because he saw a tweet, couldn't he just be reacting to some of the tweets that went viral over it?
Well,
like
they're also mentioning a problem that isn't mentioned by the parties themselves. Bro, it's like Destiny. You changed. Bro, Destiny. I believe you're still in there and you haven't changed. Okay, I'm gonna give you one more chance on this, and I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay, bitch ass. Listen to me very carefully. Okay, if you see a video, okay, of a guy talking to another guy from afar, and there's a camera, right? And somebody on Twitter retweets the video and says, I think the first guy said the N-word to the other guy. Oh my God, this is disgusting. And everybody jumps on them and makes conclusions, right? Do you believe that these parties, everybody's right here?
I think it could be cringe. I think it could be a virtue signal. I'm pretty sure my very first tweet about this was, is it time to virtue signal about React streamers? I think it was my very first tweet about it. So like, I do agree there's a little bit of virtue signaling going on, but I just think it's damaging to the mind to go and assuming that everybody's bad faith, everybody's farming engagement, nobody has any genuine feelings or arguments about it. Because I can definitely see why people that make high effort content, like this has happened like year after year after year with people that do high effort content versus low effort content.
So you don't think there's enough of the way that they're going about it and how hard they're fighting? You don't even think for a second that they're being kind of weird about it.
I mean,
because they're like some guy. I mean, this Viper guy, even though he's not a victim of it, he's quite literally equating reactors to rapists.
Well, if he's done that, obviously I disagree. But I mean, like, I banned that dude for myself.
No, he did that. No, he did that. No, he did that. He did that. 100%. Don't do the if game. He did that.
I'm only doing the if game because I haven't seen that clip myself, and I don't know if you're mischaracterizing it. Okay, I would do the same if somebody brought something up for you. Okay, if he said that, then obviously that's pretty. That's bad.
No, he said that. He did that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, you told me to steal on the other side, so.
What?
You told me to steal me on the other side, so I don't know. That's like if I was trying to look at it in the best faith possible from their point of view, I think that's what I look at. I think that generally people that do high investment, high effort content tend to feel kind of shitty when people that do low investment but like high reward content are like taking their content and basically repurposing it for their own shit. I think that people tend to get.
And here's my take: if they are not part of the interaction, they can nicely suck my balls. They are not part of the interaction. And they're not on the receiving or giving end of it, they can suck it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, they can definitely do that, and that's, yeah.
Well, otherwise, you're making a pattern in society of giving a lot of power to people that are creating problems for the sake of creating them, for the sake of looking good, or being a hero, right? And you're making problems out of thin air, and you're potentially harming possible good things for people that think is good for the sake of doing it. People need to stop that. And you of all people should know that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the issue is that, like, if somebody found a way to make money off of somebody else's work and literally they didn't lose any money, nobody was harmed, nothing like that happened, I think people would still feel bad if they weren't making money off it, even though technically it's just like a net good in the world, right?
Huh?
If somebody found a way, let's say that you made a painting and somebody found a way to take that painting to a new country, show it to a new audience, and make 10 times as much money as you, but you didn't lose any money from your original market, right? I think in your world, you'd say, like, well, that should be fine. Like, you've just made a bunch of people in a new country happy. The guy that took the painting, like, makes more money. He's happy. Yeah. Like, and the original creator isn't harmed at all. We shouldn't hate anything about that. That should just be everybody sees that as a good thing. But I think in the world we live in today, the person that made the original art is going to feel like they want some sort of compensation, or they're going to feel like they're being ripped off.
And then they can talk about that and talk about the specifics of that, what they want out of it, that type of interaction, right? I think a discussion can be had But an assumption that it's not, and an assumption that it's worse, or as different conclusion, is harmful. Especially when people say, I think it's harmful when people say, you're being a thief and you didn't ask for the permission. And you use examples on your podcast, that's dog shit. To say, hey man, by the way, he's a thief and he didn't ask for permission when I asked about permission in every video presented. And I think that is deliberately harmful in a worse way than anything that you could do. You get what I'm saying, I think.
Okay.
That's slanderous by nature.
Yeah, sure.
Well, no, quite literally. No, literally.
Well,
yes.
yeah, for people referencing your particular videos that you got permission to, yeah, that is slanderous by nature, yeah. Yeah.
Call me a thief. Call me a thief is also slanderous by nature.
I think it's true. Listen, I'm like the worst person to argue about this because I don't give a fuck about any of this, okay? I don't care if somebody rips my videos and makes money off it. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world to get upset about. If it's not like actually like taking money. Yeah, so
agreed.
Yeah.
Also, these people, they lack insight, and somebody needs to give them a class on the marketing. It is a frizz marketing they've seen their whole life. They lack vision because they are old and they are bold.
Okay, true. Okay. All right, well, listen, anything else? I got to research for a debate tomorrow, so.
Wait, where's Ethan at? Put him on Discord.
Yeah, I don't have Ethan just on my Discord, okay? He's not responding on Twitter. I think he just tweeted and probably fell asleep.
No, I have a DM on my phone. I just don't open it. I'm lazy as fuck. Huh?
You DM'd him on your phone. Is that what you just said?
He DM'd me on his phone, but I'm too lazy to open it.
Well, why don't you open it?
Then I would have to stop my game and do that, man.
Okay,
like,
well, I don't know why you're asking me.
He doesn't take that much space in my head.
I don't know why you're asking me to get Ethan on when he's
because
DMing you.
I'm in the middle of a game and you do it be faster.
I don't have your phone, so if you want to ship me your phone, then I can answer the DM for you, or give me your password to log into your fucking account.
I'll open it. He says tomorrow.
Okay, there you go.
Alright. Because he has to prepare. He has to get all of his stats, and he has to get his fucking hair comb, and he has to get his anti-aging coloring scheme and shit like that.
Okay. It's gonna be a big debate for you. Is it gonna go on your YouTube channel?
I went on my debates. Wanna know why? Because I live in the real world instead of living fancy like everybody else these days. Holy he's such a bitch ass these days. It's insane. People are losing their touch with reality. It's fucking crazy.
Did you learn that on your last first class flight? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. What do you think is like the most? What's the most frustrating?
Yo, I came up from poor to rich. I've seen it, motherfucker. I've seen it. Don't discredit my experience because of whatever I'm doing right now.
I agree. What are the things that are frustrating you the most right now?
People, false victimhood on Twitter is the problem right now.
What besides this React shit? What do you think is the other stuff that's like triggering you?
Yeah, literally, yeah. No. This is a concept, not this. Like the whole thing. Like people just being victim for no reason about like always backing themselves into a corner, and that's fucking cringe as shit. It's like the whole like I can't believe these guys doing this, and they're assuming like 8 fucking facts, and they're wrong about all of them. And that's shitty, and causes more harm. And it's been insane. It's been crazy these days.
Okay.
You not agree with that?
I mean, I kind of do, but I don't know like what media worlds we both live in, so I have no idea if the stuff you're talking about is stuff that I would be seeing or talking about. So it's hard for me to agree. I don't know. Like that's why I asked you, what do you see that people are triggering you about? That's why I asked that.
Oh yeah, it's just very very abrasive. It's like the whole like I'll assume the worst out of everybody and damage everybody, and on the other end they'll say fuck him anyway if I just fuck that guy like selectively. Yeah, Jonah Hill as an example. Sure, I think that's fine.
Jonah Hill shit as an example. Yeah, that was pretty dumb. True.
And like assuming like the worst always of everybody, and they causing a lot of damage to everybody, and it's like everybody's like one move away from banging something to a corner, and the whole like I hate everything mentality these days is really bad too. I think everybody's so negative. People forget to like smile, laugh, and have some fucking fun with their lives. It's kind of miserable.
Do you think that that's different today than it used to be?
100%. 100%.
Why do you think that's changed so much?
I think people used to get excited for stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, why do you think it's changed? What do you think has made people change?
Oh, because there's a big push on social media that like everything being bad and dog shit and everything going down and whatever is more relatable. It's like the current relatable state. So like everybody feels that they're gonna get more traction and more interaction, more whatever by doing negative things and having negative takes for people to approve with them, and they live this life of pretending to enjoy things or failing to consume things, or even consuming things that they don't like, based off the fact that the label they're gonna get online, and I think that's just kind of sad. I think it's a big loss of happiness for everybody.
Well, I'm just curious, how old are you again?
27.
One thing that I kind of miss a lot, I don't know if we might have talked about this a long time ago. I remember way back in the day, before there was like wikis on like every fucking game.
Yes, yeah, the mystery was the best. The mystery. You didn't know, you would have to talk about it like.
Oh
yes,
yeah,
like,
yeah. There wasn't like an established meta. There's like an established meta for like fucking everything now.
Yeah.
Like if you want to get into running and go to the gym, people are like recommending you like 52 different meta ways to like run on a treadmill.
And you don't have to ask like your classmates, fucking cousins, uncles, grandpa, like how to fucking beat this Easter egg in this game. Like before it was like a quest. You were sent on fun quests across the board to find out cool shit about like games and shit like that. Like maybe we'll have like strategy books and shit like that. Nowadays, like you log in, everybody knows everything. There's no mystery, no fun about it. It's all cut and dry. Yeah? And people actually don't even well, that's another story. I don't think I want to remember about that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I like doing things out blind, and Chet doesn't get it sometimes. Like, I'll be like, yeah, guys, I'm gonna pretend like I just bought this game, and like, let's say a Destiny 2 raid or Destiny 2, yeah, it's like, we're doing it out blind. It's like, dude, do this, do that, do this, do that, and it takes time, you know. Like people, they figure it out the first time, it took them a long time, and they don't take a long time, but people don't get it. They just don't get the mystery of it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Like, there are some things that happen on the internet very rarely that give you that fact, and they're so rare these days. It's like twice a year we get like something that's actually has a mystery behind it, like either a Destiny raid or a Call of Duty like zombie map. Like this is very, very, I think, it's one of the most fun things on the internet out there. Like I'm not just saying it, I'm saying on the internet, right? And I think that's cool to be part of that mystery, and it makes your experience worth it. It makes you feel like what you did and what you time that you spent was mattered. Nowadays, I feel like nothing matters.
Yeah.
You almost have to make like artificial value behind it.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if it's changed since our childhood or if we just think it has because we're like nostalgia tripping. I'm not sure. It's hard to know.
I don't know.
Did you see Oppenheimer or Barbie?
I saw Barbie. I didn't really like it.
Why'd you see Barbie over Oppenheimer?
Because I was going with Poke and GG and time. You know, the Oppenheimer's longer and whatnot.
Gotcha. What's the last fun game you've played?
I don't even know, to be honest.
Did you play any story games recently? Do you even care about story games?
Yeah, I care about them. I finished Star Wars because I was small, then I wanted to do other things, but I enjoyed playing the actual game. I think Star Wars is fun. I think any game that has like a lot of depth with like progression and like either digging or going up somewhere, like Terraria is really fun, you know? I think that's like really cool.
Have you beaten Terraria yet?
All I have to do is Moon Lord.
Oh
and
shit.
one more boss fight.
If you get bored or if you enjoy Terraria.
Dave the Fisher was really good. Dave the Fisher, I really loved Dave the Fisher.
What the Fisher?
Dave the Fisher.
Oh, I haven't played that. But there's a big mod pack for Terraria called Calamity, yeah. That's a good one. And it's super polished. Like the music for the bosses are good. The bosses are cool. All the new progression, everything. That's a super sick mod pack.
My game just crashed when I was about to go hard, and I will get banned from the game. My life is actually really good. I'm very much blessed and everything. I just like to complain.
Is the devil's pyramid above your house again or whatever? Do you hear him?
I looked at it. It might be, yeah.
Okay. Your screen's not shaking, so I think you should be good. Where do you live right now? Or I mean, like, not exactly. Or do you even say the city you're in? Or?
Texas. I live in Austin.
Gotcha. Cool.
I'm near my just next topic. Yeah, I live here. I'll be here for a bit more, and then I'm going to Vegas. I'm pulling the plug on everything.
Why are you going to Vegas?
Have some fun and live a little for a couple days. I'll have it set up over there, I can stream and whatnot, and I'll do around with Aiden, I think, or something. And after that, I have friends that live there. Just gonna give it a shot at that. I'll do whatever. But I think just overall, like a living situation, it's been just really, really bad.
Because of like swatting and stuff, or just because not enjoying the people you live around?
Just the stuff that
Okay.
The less talked about stuff. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit it's a little annoying. I think a lot of it like very dehumanizing. But
for when you're,
what's up?
Do you have like a time limit on that yet for when you're over all of that, or?
Could be any day now, to be honest.
It sounds kind of ominous, but okay.
No, I mean,
okay.
I
know what you mean. Yeah.
No, you don't want to. I mean, actually.
Well, no, I don't know what you mean, but I assume it's not killing yourself, which is what the joke was. But yeah, okay. Or maybe it is what you mean. I don't know, dude.
Shit. I mean, what was I saying? Yeah, it's just. I'm not sitting and complaining like some hoes. Like, since I'm rich, of course I have all the options in the world. And I can do whatever I want and buy myself out of most things. Like I could just buy another house and buy another this and buy another that, right? But I think people can understand sometimes that some things are just very dehumanizing. Like some things will just make you feel like, I don't know. It's just not. Yeah, it's just dehumanizing, man. Like sometimes you're human at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah, I'm aware.
And it just sucks. You know, you could buy yourself out of it. Like, I don't want to.
Do you what do you have, like, what do you want to be? Do you ever think like even 6 months ahead of time, like where you want to be?
No, I'd like to think about it like the same day. Like if I want to go somewhere, I'll pick a jet or a plane and go there.
Do you think that lack of building towards something might like contribute to your unhappiness?
Slightly, but I've also realized that I think a lot of components in your life can kind of control that, and at the same time, like you're setting. I'm at least for my situation, I'm setting myself up for failure by trying to predict a certain oh, it's gonna be like this like soon or that or this or that. Like it's just very unpredictable, right? And things can be taken away from you. And
you say that
it has.
Yeah, you say you're setting yourself up for failure. But the reality is like the conquest for any accomplishment includes a risk of failure. That's why the achievement feels so good.
No,
right?
no. I don't think you're interpreting the word failure in this scenario.
Okay, sorry. Reinterpret it for me.
Like at that point, we're wasting time, investing time into something that has more chance of failure than not. So I'd rather like kind of like bunker down and play by ear, right? Instead of setting myself up for failure, literally.
Yeah, but there are going to be some things then that are out of reach for you to ever achieve if you only go day by day, right?
Yeah. It's like weathering the storm until until then. I think does that make sense? Like, how do you say like if you say like instead of trying to build a house in the rain and not being able to set up the foundation of it, right? It never actually works, right? Instead, I will focus right now on acquiring lumber and shit and just weathering the storm, right? And preparing very much for whatever happens after the rain. Do you get it? But this doesn't mean that I'm not building towards anything, right? It just means that like I'm just separating the logistics of building it.
Did you ever watch the movie Collateral?
No. Probably.
There's a in the movie Collateral, Jamie Foxx is a guy who is like a taxi driver, and he's got a dream one day of owning like a luxury car service. And he goes to pick up the bad guy, Tom Cruise's character. But before he does it, he's flipping through pages in a book, like marking like the perfect future luxury cars that he wants to buy to set up his like ideal luxury car
I'm doing
service.
that. Yeah. I'm doing 100%.
Yeah, I think you are.
No, I'm doing that in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, I'm setting everything up, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna. I am actually doing that, right? But those things aren't doable now. It doesn't mean that I'm not interested in doing them, right? I'm just gonna.
Sure, I understand. Well, so I didn't finish my story.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, so Jamie Foxx's character, I think Max, is contrasted with Vincent, Tom Cruise's character, throughout the film, because Tom Cruise's character is very much like an adapt to the situation, you know, flow with what's going on, and Jamie Foxx's character is very afraid to make a move on anything. And they have a confrontation before the third act of the film where Jamie Foxx's character, Max, he's having a moment where Tom Cruise's character is trying to make him realize that you're wasting your entire life planning, and if you really wanted to start your luxury car service, all it would have ever taken was a down payment on a Ford Town Car. But because you were so afraid of failure, you never took that first step, and instead you wasted your entire life planning for something that you were never going to take a step towards doing.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying necessarily you're doing that, but I'm saying
okay, then I relate to that, and that's what I've been doing. Like instead of maybe I misworded everything, so you kind of got the opposite. A lot of things I've been doing have been for that, like to try, at least give it a try. Yeah. So now I get it now. What you're saying, yeah. I think me moving here was that. Me trying again was that. Like me, all the moves are meant. These are all attempts. They quite literally are, right? In every sense of the word. It just hasn't worked out, but I don't give a fuck. I just keep trying, right? It's not like a stagnation or just a giving up. I'm not doing that. I'm disappointed in certain things, but I mean, you could cry about it or just fucking.
Yeah, I guess the only scary thing is that like if you don't ever try to think 6 months ahead and you just live like for the day every day, then there are going to be certain projects that require like a negative downtime for a month or two that you never want to go through, because in the short term it's always going to be really shitty. But then you kind of like don't ever spend time building towards anything bigger that might be a little bit more fulfilling. Because I imagine probably one of the big deals you have in life right now is that you've got like a certain level of happiness. You probably feel like relatively happy, but your level of fulfillment is probably very, very, very low.
Very low, very low.
And that kind of weighs on you after a while.
It weighs a lot, yeah. I think it weighs a lot, yeah. I mean, I don't have a house. I don't have a place I like. I don't have and people say just buy one. Well, I mean, listen, man. I'm not. I don't want to elaborate on some of these things. But yeah, it's like, it's not fulfilling. Like living in fucking empty house all the fucking time and buying shit and like living behind it. I have like 7 houses that have full steps almost in all of them, and I'm not going back to any of them. Like it's all like cursed. Like, but I'm still trying.
Yeah, so the money thing is obviously not going to do it. I'm not telling you just buy more houses. I don't think there's a magical number of houses you reach where you start to feel happy. You have to like take deliberate steps towards, I guess, like building things that are a little bit more fulfilling in life, right?
You're right. A lot of these things I think are not possible. So instead, I'm kind of making a plan for it. That makes sense. That makes sense?
Well, I don't know what you're making a plan for, but maybe.
Well, I'm thinking. I'm kind of planning and thinking about the whole thing. But I'm on hold. That's the way it is. I'm on hold.
How do you feel like I don't know if I'm gonna say shit that stuff's into drama because I don't fucking keep up with anything. How is your like friend situation right now? Do you feel like do you still have friends you play stream games with and stuff? Or
oh yeah, I'm fine with them as like friends like that, 100%. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any drama on that front right now. The only one with a little bit of drama is just like living situation, which I a little bit like overstayed my welcome because I thought I'd be more free by this time and some things would be resolved, but they're not. I was just like again hoping and planning for a better future that didn't pan out, and so I'm not mad because it didn't pan out. It is what it is. I'm not gonna punish myself for trying something that didn't pan out, rather than just saying, "Oh, I give up and I'm not gonna do anything." Like I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Was that not good?
It could be good or it could be bad. I mean, truthfully, honestly, I don't know I don't really know you well. Have I ever seen you in person before, actually?
Yeah.
Wait, when?
TwitchCon maybe?
If I saw you, it was for like 10 seconds, right?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like one thing is it could be that, oh no, true, that's right. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I did see you. I do remember now. Sorry.
Wait. So what'd you say?
I remember seeing you now. I'm sorry. I saw you and another really tall person. I just remembered. Yeah.
A really tall what? Bro, what? I don't know what you're saying. I'm not kidding.
I saw you and another very tall person. I remember meeting you now. Just ignore that. Another
tall person? Who could that be? What?
Why are you doing this to me?
What the fuck is he talking about?
Talking about HDMI cords, okay? It was outside a pizza store.
Oh, it's not like that. Like it's, bro. People don't cease to exist because of specifics. Like,
Okay, well, I'm not trying to fucking trigger you or something, okay? Damn, jeez, I don't know.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm not getting triggered. I never triggered.
Okay, all right, fine. I don't know. The only thing that, so you were asking me if it was good or not. I don't know if it's good or not because like it's possible that like you move past your current situation and dumb shit and you're like super free and you get a lot of stuff you can do and it feels really good. Or it could be that like this is kind of an excuse right now not to do anything, and then once that gets solved, it'll be like, okay, well that's.
Well, I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
I think people can see that I'm trying. I'm trying.
Okay, yeah.
I think me going live is trying enough.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know if that's true. If going live is trying. I think that there's like a really unfortunate trap that people can fall into. I think as streamers, it's really unique to us where it's very easy to move life sideways.
Easy.
Yeah, you're not going up, you're not going down, you're just pushing sideways, and you can do that forever as a streamer on stream. But even though life isn't getting better or worse, like time is slipping away and you're losing your chances to like search for fulfillment, and it is bad, but only like a really long-term way that's hard to see. I think it'd be kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's easier to back down and make an excuse for it, right? And I have made a point. I want to grow as a person. Last year or like a year or whatever amount ago, and I told myself to I didn't want to be that person anymore. And that's been like the biggest growing part of me is showing up to stuff, doing some stuff, and picking and choosing what I do. And as a person, it really becomes a promises to other people and my commitments. In the small steps, it's like the small stuff. I think it's been important that I do those steps, and I think I'm doing pretty good with it.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, as long as you feel that way. Yeah.
Wait, but what was that? I don't remember meeting you that much.
You don't what?
I remember meeting you that much. What did I meet you at?
I remember seeing you in Adept outside. It was like a restaurant, but I'm just because I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen you before, and I think I saw you both one time, and I was surprised that both you were very tall. That's all I remember. By the way, I think we saw each other.
What was wrong? Where, like at the TwitchCon outside randomly?
It must have been there was I think there was a pizza store down the street from where TwitchCon San Diego was, maybe. Yeah. That's what I remember. Yeah, but I think it was literally for like 30 seconds or a minute or something. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it was for an event. Like I wasn't just out.
Yeah. No. There wasn't like an event there. Yeah, we were just like getting food or something. Yeah.
There was an event.
Well, there was TwitchCon, but we were outside of TwitchCon because I was.
Oh yeah.
I was
remember.
banned.
Yeah,
I couldn't go.
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking go on the. Yeah.
Oh, you were banned. I forgot about that. You could just tell me that.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm not being weird. I'm asking questions. I'm not like being a bitch ass and shit. I
know you're not being a bitch ass.
Like, I'm not.
No, I don't think you're being a bitch ass. Yeah, don't worry.
No, because people think I was like baiting or being weird, like, and I just didn't know about some things. Like I didn't understand it or heard it.
Oh.
Anyway. So I never talked to you in person then.
Not too much, but I don't think we spoke much back then. I don't think.
Yes, you are right though. It's a lot easier to back yourself into a corner and say, "Oh, I'm cornered," and then do that. I try to do the opposite. I say, "I'm back into a corner. I'm gonna fucking do something and then do stuff." That's easier for me to do that and process these emotions, you know, rather than doing the opposite. Right?
Yeah.
I'll back myself into a corner on purpose sometimes and be like, "Okay, it's a bit worse than it is, but it'll give me motivation to do something about it," you know? So for the better good.
Have you? This is gonna sound kind of weird. Have you ever done like therapy stuff before?
I did a couple counseling and some other shit. Not really though.
Okay. Couples counseling is interesting, but not quite therapy because that's usually
Yeah. Don't.
Have you? Do you ever talk to? Have you talked to Dr. K before?
Yeah.
Have you ever talked with him offline?
Yes.
Okay.
I think he gets it. I think he gets some of it. He calls me a sailor.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says I'm very driven and I sail from point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I feel like I was like being a bad. I was like, is this like am I being a bad person? Like I'm doing this and I treat somebody like this and I do that. And I feel like people were giving me a lot of feedback and I was being a bad person about certain stuff because I'm being like either harsh or direct or cold. I just do my thing, right? And when I deal with problems sometimes I just do my thing and I don't want to project my insecurities and my thing on people. So I just do stuff, right? I advance myself. And then he said that it's a trait that a lot of people have, and it's you're just sailing from one point to another.
Mm-hmm. Have you thought of when you think of yourself as a sailor, you think it's a good thing or a bad thing?
The what?
Do you think sailing, when you think of yourself as a sailor, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing for yourself, and I think for like goals and where you're going, and it can make you short-sighted, and you can get blindsided by things that are like building up in a negative way. I'm trying to learn from that and become better with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think like when you neglect certain parts of your life because you're so driven, sometimes all these lacks can start combining and then kind of falling out on you, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that until stuff happens, you know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I think being driven is not a problem on its own.
Yeah, not necessarily. I think that there are big investments that you can make in mental health that are really hard to see the payoffs because there's not like a financial.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like having like a therapist, like having somebody that you could talk to that isn't trying to like use you, gain anything from you, gets a lot of money from stream shit or whatever. I feel like it'd be nice to have a person you could just like dump a whole bunch of shit on that's just there to like listen to your problems and listen to, you know, what's going on in your life.
Isn't that what friends are for?
No, especially not in this fucking world. Not in the streaming world.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Those are the
literally
worst
elaborate about
people to
one
talk
thing,
to.
and they will just wait till the fucking. They'll just wait till the fucking sun stops shining, and they will fucking dump on you super hard and use all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Also, I think, to be fair, too, a lot of people in this world, just as a result of everything, are, like, very insecure. Or not insecure.
Yeah, yes, say it out loud. Yeah, I've been saying that forever.
Yeah, they are insecure, but they're also immature. So, like, the advice that they can give you, because they're constantly comparing themselves to you, they'll get jealous or upset over things.
Weird. They
get weird, yeah.
Why do people do that? I hate that shit.
Well, I think it's pretty natural.
Like, I just do my thing. Yeah. I don't think so.
It is. Come on, you're at the top, so it's different for you. But like, if
but I've worked to get there. I didn't do it by project my insecurities like a bitch. Like, I don't think you understand it. Like, people always fucking compare when I'm being myself and I'm not comparing it, and I just stay in my own lane. When people do that and compare, it's like it's their fault. They're being fucking stupid.
I understand what you're saying, and you can call it stupid, but it's very human, and it's important to understand that every single person you meet is probably going to do it to some extent, right? If you're talking to a guy that's like doing okay, making, 70, 80, 90, 100,000 a year, and you're trying to get advice on like you don't know what to do, signing like a 9-figure contract, right? This guy's probably going to feel like not the best, like having that conversation with you. It's going to be hard for him to separate out his personal feelings from like, your feeling. And then, God forbid, if you complain about anything, the person's probably just going to be resentful. They're not going to want to give you any advice at all. They're just going to feel like shit, right? Yeah. Why the fuck are you complaining if you get 30 million, 50 million, 100 million? Like, who the fuck cares, dude? You're doing great, right? They're not going to be able to, they're not going to be in a situation
I think Ludwig gives good advice, and Hasan sometimes. I think Ludwig gives actually good advice, though.
Mm-hmm.
And Train as well is more on the real side sometimes, and he knows how things are in practice, and he gives decent advice as well.
Yeah, sure. But it's very scary because, like, these friendships are, from what I can observe,
it can flip on you with the mass.
Exactly. They're
when
all
you
on
least
a
expect
knife,
it.
They're literally on a knife's edge, right? Depending on who does what content, what day, or what way the live stream fails, subreddit blows, or what's going on.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. And it's a little scary to lack so much stability in a friendship that you're getting so much like emotional.
Right.
Yeah.
You are right. That makes sense. Yes. That makes sense, and I get that, and it always it did feel in the past like, it's bad. You are right. Also, people making everything about money all the time is on my nerves a little bit. I need to choose better.
Yeah. There's like I think the really unfortunate thing is there's a lot of like there's like a Venn diagram of like good friends. I think once you become like pretty successful, and there's a lot of things that just don't overlap. So like for instance, it's really nice to have people that are relatively simple in their life. They don't think or obsess about money all the time. They don't really care about like cloud or social media stuff, and they can give you like really good and grounded advice. But those people aren't going to have any advice to give you because they have no idea what your industry is like. They're going to be totally detached, right? Yeah. But then when you look at people who can give you good advice because they are in the industry and they do live in this world, they're also going to be envious of your success. They're going to compare all the time. They're going to like look at opportunities for themselves. Like it's very, very hard to find people that you can connect with and like help you like map out your shit and figure your stuff out, who aren't trying to either gain off you or just like feel resentful about you and then just like say random shit or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've like, it's been getting better. I just don't like. I mean this. I mean, if people can say whatever they want. Okay, I don't care. I manage this the best I can. I've always tried my best to ignore and avoid the topic of money like entirely. With everybody I've done it, and these days it is just not the same. It is just so different that it makes me kind of zones me almost out entirely. That like people care more about it than I care about it myself, and I'm the one who has it sometimes. Like I don't get that.
I mean, because like it's like money is not everything, but not having it is. Have you ever heard that? I think it's a Kanye West lyric.
No.
Like when you have it, it's like oxygen. You don't really care unless you're not getting enough of it, right? So I mean, like it's easy depending on your position to say like, who cares about the money? It's not a big deal. But when there are people that are still grinding and like trying to get their money up, or they're trying to hit certain financial milestones, then of course for them they're going to be thinking a lot more about it, you know.
No, it makes sense, 100%. But when it comes to personal stuff, like it just kind of sucks that the people that I end up caring about, like, in that regard, like that's just kind of dog shit.
Keep in mind too that another issue you're running into is money also probably is really important for people that lack fulfillment, because money is like the only like proxy they have to fulfill themselves. Like they think that if they get more money,
or they think like a goose chase. They think so.
Yeah.
They think.
But the reality is like if you're a streamer and you make 100K a year, like that's probably like about the maximum level of fulfillment you're gonna hit. Like I don't see streamers that suddenly start making 7 figures and they're like, oh my god, like I traveled the world, I went to Switzerland, I climbed these beautiful mountains, I blah blah blah. Like generally they just keep streaming. They might go on a yacht, but like they're not like doing things that are making their lives like so much more fulfilled. Like they're not like taking up like a sport or a hobby or something. You know?
Yeah, it's why I think some people's behaviors that we've seen, I always highlight it to chat and I always tell them about it. Like I think because it's all a line that goes up and down. It's like it's just gonna. There's never a big jump up or jump down unless sometimes there is. And when there is, I always underline it. Like Tfue had his massive contract during the Fortnite, right? Man, this guy needs to shut the fuck up. Like he signed at his peak during Fortnite, right? And he got this massive contract. I mean, I know some of the details, but his contract ended, I'm pretty sure, right? And listen, I don't give a fuck. He got the bag, and I'm proud of him for it. But I think now he's kind of like over it, right? Over like streaming or whatever, right? At the same time, if you're jumping up, if you're jumping down, in amount of money, you can draw a line of like, okay, yeah, I'm going to like retire now and I'm gonna go take my time and go live life and buy things and just actually like live the fruits of what I worked for. And I think that's what Tfue's doing right now. And I'm pretty sure that's what he's actually doing. Like, I mean that. And that's not a mental freedom that a lot of people will give themselves. If people in trouble will always say, dude, you have money, you can do that, and you can do this, and you can do that. No, it's allowing yourself, not being allowed by something, it's allowing yourself to say, oh, I quit now, I retire now, because everything's always ongoing. It's a never-ending process. It's a line that doesn't end. Finding where your end is at, or where you slow down, that is like extremely difficult. I know I'll never be able to retire because I'm addicted to attention. But like that's not the same for everybody.
I mean, I think once you get big enough as a streamer, I think the attention does become like a thing, right? Like people don't realize how much more important this, especially if you don't have a lot of money, it's hard to realize this. People don't realize how much more important attention is than money. Like the only reason people get money is to get attention.
It's for attention.
That's the only reason. That's why people buy the flashy shit. Like look at the Tates.
Look at me, whatever. You can say, man, I'm Luke Ken from Barbie, bro.
I don't even know that. I'm just saying, like, look at the Tates. These guys were like multimillionaires. Why are they losing everything now, right? It's because they wanted attention and they did everything they could to get it. Look at Donald Trump. That dude was a billionaire. He was set, and now he's looking at like federal prison. Why? Because he wanted the attention. He wanted to be president, right? It's just funny. Like the attention is a really dangerous drug.
Power is pretty cool too, to be honest.
You can say power, but like I feel like power is another way of saying influence, which is a type of attention, right? When we say attention, really what we're saying is power over other people, right? That's what that means. You're called influencer. It's kind of like a joke term like influencer, but truly like the ability to influence other people is probably one of the most addicting things for a human.
Yeah, for sure. It's why when I'm in the game and people they go and say, chat, type this, and they get addicted instantly. Like they're really hooked on that and it's why I always tell the chat that if you do dumb shit and snipe and do behaviors like that, right, and you perma-banned it because you did it too many times and I told you to stop, I will never unban them because it doesn't matter. They are absolutely hooked, and when they are unbanned, they will do it again. It doesn't. I've never seen somebody reform in my entire life because I didn't reform.
I agree. It's true.
That's how I see it. What else? What else? What else? What else?
Is there like a celebrity or anything you want to meet, like at some point, or?
No, not really. I don't think a lot of them are interesting. The only people I care about is people that are famous because they are interesting, right? And that's like kind of cool. Those people, right?
You're sure to meet like Tom Cruise. That seems like an interesting
guy.
No?
Not interesting the way that I think is interesting. That guy is like, maybe I guess. Kanye's one of them, I feel like. But I mean, he's all over his own stuff, so I'd probably be a ride that's like more about him than the interaction itself. I want it to be like something that's in an interaction, you know? Mm-hmm. I think that's like...
Wait, if you could get like an hour conversation with Kanye West, would you do it?
Yeah, for sure. The fuck?
Have you tried to set anything like that up?
Fuck no.
Huh.
Well, you think he would give a fuck? Actually?
Maybe. I don't know. At this point in my life, I have like so many fucking mutuals, surprisingly. But I feel like if you could get in front of him, or if somebody could put you in front of him, I feel like you'd do it. I bet I don't know.
I'm gonna be blatant about it. Okay. I don't think I'm very interesting in a lot of ways that I display myself to be. Right. I think I'm interesting in other ways that I haven't really displayed a lot. Right. And I think that's kind of fun. I think that's cool. I think it's a trait that I have, even though maybe I don't, or maybe being ego-indie about it. I do things that I can't explain it to anybody, and I feel like some people will get it, but I can't. Like, does that make sense?
That you think like, you're interesting in a certain way, but it's hard to explain it to other people.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to explain it to them either. I just want to meet somebody that gets that, and I got that when I met Lil Uzi Vert. A lot of things I was saying, I didn't have to say, because he would just get it, and I think he enjoyed that too. Eventually, we had it because we just kind of got onto that like creative freedom and other things that we're talking about, and I didn't have to explain anything. And I wanted to have a more in-depth talk about some of these topics that aren't really like out that people don't really get when they watch the stream or whatever. You know, like it's a big part of me, but doesn't display itself on its own a lot, because the things that you think like that, they make you do things, right? You do things from that, but you don't display that. You display the fruits of that root thought. But the root thoughts are important. They are the cause of it. I think those are important to talk about to people that feel the same way. Otherwise, you're gonna sound like you're crazy. You get that or not?
Let me translate. So you'll meet a type of person, and you have a type of chemistry where you get along with them, and even without hearing their root thoughts, because of the way that they act and the way that they carry themselves and the way they communicate, you can tell that you have similar root thoughts. So you kind of vibe on that level, and then you can have those like root conversations with them, so that you can make sure they have the same type of thing.
And I don't explain it. Well, I did that because and then you never really get there because they're just nodding their head the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they just get it. Like a lot of streamers sometimes they'll be like, you know what I hate about streamers overall? And don't make me parallel to anybody. That's like everybody. They do behaviors and things that they don't think I see through. And it's so cringe to see through it. And I have to nod my fucking head. And I get all these patterns. And it's like, dude, like, shut up. Like, just be quiet. Like,
I feel like the worst example I don't know if it's still true, but when I lived in LA, the amount of the amount of random name dropping and shit that people would do is always like so fucking cringe. You'll run into somebody like, oh my god, like I just came from like XYZ. It's like, why do you think I would care about that? Like, why are you even saying this to me? Like, am I supposed to be like, well, you know what it is? You know what streamers are like? You know what these people like? They're like the people when you're at a restaurant and then outside you hear and some guy like a fucking like. Yeah, and like
you had some Corvette or some shit, like
bro,
last year's Corvette model.
Yeah, we're all streamers. Like no one here is gonna
nobody
wow
cares,
you.
Dude. Like, oh my fucking god, dude.
Fucking cringe. Yeah, there's a lot of behavior that's like that. Yeah, and then it's like this shared delusion where it's like, are we both supposed to sit here and pretend that like we don't know exactly what
your intentions are, what you're doing? Like, I know everything. I've been here for 6 years. I've been at the top, at the bottom. I know all the dynamics. all of them. When people do things and they're like, oh, I think I'm being smart. I'm like a socialite. I'm being smart about. You're not. I see through. You're an idiot. I see everything. And it's just cringe to see somebody like it's like when you're playing somebody and somebody's cheating and they're right in front of you. They're cheating in a game of cards or whatever. And you can see and they'll keep playing the fact that they're not cheating. You're like, dude, like, please, man, like, for the sake of my own sanity, just stop pretending.
Yeah, it's pretty cringe. Yeah, LA, I definitely had that. I definitely had that for LA. It's probably true everywhere, but man, LA was oof. Yeah.
But a lot of people project that onto me, like, dude, why don't you want to meet this person? This guy's meeting this person. Why don't you want to do that? Like, because I don't give a fuck. And what it gives me, if it gives me the status or whatever, I can make my own status. Like, and even if I don't get to have that. Like, I just don't get it. They care so much about this shit. It's so weird. But they project it onto me, like I should want that.
I mean, I think there's like social. There are like social games that we all kind of play to signal to each other like how we feel about things because it's seen as like more acceptable and it gives you a level of plausible deniability versus like other things.
Yes,
you know?
True. You can back away from some certain things. Like little jokes gets like that. I get it. Yeah.
One thing that's really difficult that people don't understand is that like sometimes the social game isn't important, but the willingness to play the social game.
100%. Always. That's the only thing that matters. I think I'm gonna go ahead of that. I'm gonna say that's the only thing that matters to me. They tried it. It's when you try it that somebody becomes lose integrity, and that makes you just kind of like hollow. I'm like, man, this is fucking stupid.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depends.
The attempt is really odd. I think the attempt is enough of a display. Unless they're wrong. Unless you were wrong about it and you misjudged.
Well, I mean,
like,
even
also
things,
you have to stop misjudging.
Sure. If I'm like traveling somewhere and I meet a girl and she's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, let's go back to my hotel room and just fuck. Like, she's probably gonna be like, this is kind of weird and leave. But if I'm like, oh, do you want to catch like dinner and then like go hang out? It's the exact same thing. But it's like, for some reason, like the second one is like 100% success rate and the first one, like it's you me too'd on Twitter. And it's like, okay.
100%. But if the ending is fucking, then you guys both agree on that, right? But if you meet somebody in content creation, for them, so a lot of times making content wouldn't be the goal. For them, it's just to get clout, right?
Yeah.
I want the focus to be about the things that matter, not the things that come from the things that matter. Otherwise, you're jumping one step and things become hollow, right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There's a lot of like shallow hollowness.
If somebody wants to do something cool to make money, that's cool. If somebody wants the money that comes from that thing, well, that's boring as fuck. I could do that with anybody. Why would I choose this person? Is being dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Not to make it for the content that I've been doing for the past year, whatever. The Tates are a really good example of, if you look at like Andrew and Tristan, like they have like a lot of money, they got a lot of cars, they got a lot of watchership, but the two guys, as much as I hate their whole lifestyle and everything, they're genuinely like really funny, really charming people. Like they, like
charming 100%. I love to use the word charming because I like to use that word a lot. Charming.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't differentiate it. To do charming is like. Charming is the type of trait that I think like people that climb the social ladder very fast have.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you were to take like all the money from Tristan and Andrew and you were to add 50 pounds to each of them, you make them like a little chubby and you throw them in a club, those two guys will clean the fuck up. Like full stop. It doesn't matter. But people see the success that they've gotten because of all of that, and then they try to get like the other things that are supposed to be proxies for a good character, but they don't actually build a good character, and then you just get these like really hollow automatons that have like nice cars.
Because they jump from point A to point B when they didn't realize that to get to point B, the only reason why it works is charm, and they have none of that. No tact, charm, and delicacy. They just go straight to it, and they don't get the whys. That's why people always go on like dating, like fucking, like advice type shit. Like, dude, I don't know. I think it's odd.
Yeah.
So I've been cutting off a lot, and I feel bad about that. I'm just gonna really today. I had to spark myself awake today. I woke up. I was sleeping. I woke up on the carpet. I was sitting face flat, and my face was hurting because the carpet was on my face the whole time.
Do you have like a pillow?
And I had a no, I was on the ground, and I had a chest ornament. In 1 minute, I was late already. I told him I need 2 minutes. I need 10. I need 20. I need an hour. But I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna show up, and I booted up my stream. I was like brain rotted. So it was a very like crazy spark. So I'm all fucked up on that.
Have you figured out your sleep stuff at all or anything yet?
Nope, it's really bad. It's really bad. What else? What else? What else? What else? I've stopped having like major episodes where like I go really far, and I do like a lot. A lot of it was like the episodes have kind of like toned down to just like breaking a wall. That's like that'll happen like once every maybe 5 days, something like that, right? But that's about it. But no more like running around and like going down the street type shit.
That's good.
Which is a lot of progress, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I would say so, yeah.
Progress. I see progress when I can get it. What was we talking about?
I don't know. What do you even do on stream these days?
Overwatch, stall, watch videos, play a game for like a little bit, chill out. Drama mostly.
Okay. What was the last drama arc before the React content arc?
I don't know. What was it? Some of the Hasan stuff probably, or something like that. The kick drama was pretty bad. I'm always in the middle of it, which, you know what? At the end of the day, like, I don't care that much.
Yeah.
I pretend like I care because, like, sometimes like, you get mad about it, but I mean, I can't care that much. Like, I have so much on my plate that, like, people, like, it's crazy. I'll have a tweet, like, about something. Then I'm in, like, 3 dramas at the same time. People will think, like, oh, dude, like, shit. They think they're the target audience for what I'm saying on Twitter, but they're not. They're like the 5th, 6th target of that. Like, it's like I'm not talking about them because I have much more on my plate than they think I have. It's kind of weird, actually. I think that's what it's like.
Sure. Here, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get a Red Bull.
Yeah, you're good.
Fuck me. Hold on. Do you feel like you can, when you're off stream and offline, do you feel offline or do you still feel connected to everything happening online?
I feel connected, but like with my other issues and shit like that, I feel like I'm not. I wish I was fully locked in at like 100%. Not feeling like I'm not locked in at 100%. It kind of sucks. I want to be at 100%. And I feel like like I said, I have a lot on my plate. I'm not just saying that. I have a lot on my plate, and it's like I feel like I'm not fully connected, and it sucks. And I'm just waiting for the fact when it kicks back in.
Isn't that a bad thing? Don't you want to be like a little disconnected when you log off, or?
And be what? Half of something I could be? Like, then you're losing potential, and then there's regret and fucking resentment towards yourself and self-hatred and shit like that. It's pretty bad.
So this is what I meant when I said that the streaming constantly may not necessarily be the best thing, no? Like, do you think that the best you can be is...
Yeah, but, yeah, you're right. You are right about everything. I know what you're saying. Yes, you're right. There's any that are better. At the same time, I'm very driven, like, and I don't want to sell myself short, you know?
Yeah, but like,
I always
I'm saying
myself...
that, like, if there are buckets that we can put time into, let's say we do 100 hours a week streaming and 0 hours a week on ourselves, like 2 hours a week on yourself, and then like 98 hours streaming. It's basically not going to affect your streaming at all, but just 2 hours a week on yourself is like a huge...
That is your main argument.
Right?
That is Devin Nash's argument about stream stats. Yes. I agree with that. Yes, you are right, but it won't feel like that.
Well, is there a way that you can change your thoughts to bring your feelings in line with...
Very difficult. I've never really had any success with that.
Well, have you made a deliberate effort to try that a lot?
I have, but like, to me, it's all or nothing. I'd rather quit streaming right now than fucking spend like be half an like not fully into it. You know, it's like very difficult to process these thoughts properly. You know.
I feel like you yeah, I feel like you're gonna. I feel like, well, I mean, you've probably been doing this, right?
Burnout?
The problem is, I don't like the way that people say burnout, because when people say burnout, people are assuming that you can, like, you're gonna hit like a burnout state and then you're gonna have to
like
reset.
Yeah.
But I think there's something that's more scary than that. And I think that humans can, I think, exist in burnout forever. And I think that's the scary part, is that you're always burnout.
I kind of feel like creatively, I've been on that for like about a year, but I don't feel hopeless. I feel like I can get out of it. I'm almost there. Sometimes Ted doesn't get it because I speak in code. I'll be like, chat, I'm almost out of it. Like I'm getting there, you know. And I think that's what I meant by that. Like this little phase I'm in, I'm almost out of that. Like I don't mean like in practice, like things or whatever are panning out a certain way. Like I'm just mean like mentally.
Mm-hmm.
I'm almost past that that'll segment, you know. And I feel like I'm getting ready. And I will be ready.
Okay.
And I would hate myself forever if I sold myself short and I didn't achieve the things that I felt like I should have achieved. I never want to be in a position where I look back and I'm like, could I have done more? And be like, yeah, I could have done more. I fucking hate that, man.
Well, what are like the big achievements that you're like hoping to have in your life? Or, like,
none. Just the things that I do normally, the things that I've done to get where I'm at, are all tokens of progress, existence, of vision, and I just want to go back to like doing more of these things. Like sometimes it's like just being an innovator and doing better. Like, does that make sense? Like, they're not massive things. Everybody just say, someone on this, do this, that. And for me, like, I don't need these big lines to kick in for me to feel fulfilled. See, these medium, small tokens that are here and there that make you feel like you deserve where you're at and you're doing good. And I think that's super important. To have
yeah, but
these
I guess
things
one of the things that's difficult for you is that, like, I think that to set that in your brain up when you had like 3,000 viewers and then you're climbing and climbing and climbing is really good. But once you're like the biggest streamer, like then what?
Yeah, it's why I say when I use the word innovation and whatever. When I find something that I knew, I don't give a fuck if nobody uses it. Nobody sees it as an innovation. It innovates for me. That's all I care about. Because then they'll translate to other thing and it'll branch out and it'll change everything in small ways that people don't even understand. But it has a ripple effect, and that makes me feel fulfilled to see that in other people and in the space and everything. It makes me feel like I went really hard. Like, and having these small things happen are very fulfilling. They're very fulfilling. And stats, I've never. I don't care what the public perception is on any of that. The stats have never been a motion or a notion of anything for me, and they never will be. I didn't have sub count ever, viewer count shit, follower bullshit. I've never celebrated milestones of fucking 100k subs, 50k subs. I don't give a fuck about that because these aren't tokens of progress in quality or innovation or vision. These are just the byproduct of a bunch of other things. I feel much more fulfilled about the things that come behind it or before it than the actual thing itself. Because that's a stupid goose chase of like, oh my god, I'm trying to hit all these stats or whatever. And it's why I get a lot of streamers every year. Every year I get streamers. And it's about time, maybe in a month, well, I'm gonna get a lot of DMs, and everybody's depressed. And maybe why, and then they'll tell me, and I'll pretend like I don't know what they're about to talk about, and I'll let them spit it out. And that fact is, it's back to school, and their numbers are down, and the stats are down on fucking Twitch stats rankings or some shit like that, and they don't know why the stats are down. They don't get it. It's back to school. They think their content fell off. They think their fulfillment is way down. They're mauling themselves and they're going. I've had people, bro. I've had check themselves in over that shit. Like, just going mental. They think that their content sucks. They just don't. It's just back to school, you know. And I don't want to make them feel bad for it because it's why I haven't had fucking view count on since I left. Since before I left Overwatch. I started having view count in the other apartment, which is like 4 years ago, because view counts are dog shit. I wanted to measure whether I'm doing something that's good or bad or quantify, because it doesn't quantify shit. It doesn't. When people say they fell off, and the argument is that the stats are down, they are dumb as bricks. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person. I want to guide myself by the result. That's not how you get anywhere. And that's how it is.
What do you think is something you've done in the past year or two for streaming stuff that you're proud of? Where you're like, oh, I'm glad I did that, or I was happy that this turned out well.
Going live. Literally. I mean that in the best way I can. Like, actually just going live. I think, like, it's just been, like, so bad. Like, just going live is good enough, I think. Staying afloat in a certain degree, I think, matters a lot. I didn't do much this year. That's why when I got my fucking award at the show, I was like, I wish I didn't show up to the event. because it's like now I'm at the opposite now. Somebody telling me like I did good when I know I did bad. How do you process that as a person?
Well, because I'm trying to figure out like inside of you, there's got to be some metric for success. So you're talking about. I'm trying to get you down on some examples. I'm curious. So like for instance, you said that like going live was something that I think that was good. But then you're saying you got an award for success. And you're like, I don't think I deserve that. But internally, it seems like just going live and surviving the year might feel good. Why? Yeah. Why do you feel like you don't deserve the award? I guess if you feel like you were able to persevere.
Because I did so fucking good on every other year. If you want to talk about stats, I got the stats. You want to talk about innovation, I did innovation. You want to talk about the streams, I did the streams. You want to talk about all the other things that I did all of it. And nobody noticed it. And it's like, now I'm like just doing dog shit of multiple phenomenons. And like, now I'm underlined at my worst year. I think that's fucking dumb. How could anybody feel good about that? It doesn't make any sense, right? And then, it's not only is it not something good, it's something bad because you get a token of progress as you're regressing. These are mixed signals you're getting. There's a couple streams and things and events that I did, or collabs on the fly that I allowed myself to do. I think were pretty good. I think some of the interviews that I did, I think were really fun. Even though they were pretty like nothing, like with people, I think those were really fun. I think I allowed myself to at least try things I didn't try in the past. I think trying a game show that was disastrous and do some of the interviews, or at least I didn't do before in terms of content, and just trying and doing it is more than I could. I think I can pat myself on the back. I can reward myself for that, and I think I should.
When you succeed at something or you fail at something, do you have like a way of like rewarding yourself or like taking a break, or is it always like is the reward for everything you do just continuing to trudge forward? Yeah, it's like, okay, as soon as it's done, it's not like, oh wow, we did that today. It's like, okay, what are we doing tomorrow? And that's like a never-ending chase. It's like very difficult. You have to hit a low to really cash in a reward. You cannot end on a high. It's like not possible. You have to wait till shit gets depressing before like you can process that as a win, which is really, really bad, I think. Is there anything you're excited about in general in like the streaming world right now? Not particularly for live content. I'm gonna do IRLs. I want to try to be what I've always wanted to be. Just because I think I'm good at IRL. When I stop caring about the things I shouldn't care about, which is very vague to say, but it's true. Like, I think I do IRLs in a way that's decently unique, and it makes me feel fulfilled. But for that, I need to stop caring a lot about some things I do care about in order to do better. And I gotta get better at that and get there, and I think I will. Do you have any experience doing IRL streams that much, or?
Yeah, a little bit. I've tried in the past. There are some things I want to do in the past that here's a good example. The stream with Miz downtown was impromptu, and I think it was pretty good, right? But that's always something that I always wanted to do, and just turn a stream on it and just be like, let's see what happens, right? And that's why I perform. I am a terrible planner. I'm a terrible I don't hold up to my own expectations. I'm dumb overall, right? When it comes to execution, I don't think anybody can beat me at execution. I can execute a plan I get on the fly, but anybody else can, right? That's like my only thing that I'm good at. And I think if I put that in an IRL setting, then I get shit done. But the problem is for that you have to kind of let go of certain things, and I've been bad at doing that, and I've been not doing IRLs.
Do you know who John Zerka is?
Yeah.
Do you think that I'm only asking because it kind of reminds me a little bit of like one of John Zerka's strengths is that he's really, really, really good at content, but an unfortunate issue he's had through his career is he doesn't have somebody to kind of like aim him in a certain direction. Do you feel like you'd like do well if you had like a manager behind the scenes to like control a lot of these events for you? No,
absolutely not. No. Because I think IRL is not about the events that happen. It's about what you do with them. You can have the best content out there and point your camera at it, and you're the best streamer in the world, right? That's what people think. I think you can go in the forest and take two sticks and have the best content of all time, right? And it's just about what you do with it. And sometimes I don't put myself in the mental space where I will do those things when I should do, and I know I can.
Sure, I guess when I say manager, I don't mean a guy who's like, hey, like, we're going to go shoot this event at this time. I mean somebody who's like, let's say you wake up and the guy's like, hey, the IRL backpack downstairs is ready for you. If you want to go, like, everything's set up, like, good luck. Just like somebody so that, like, because I wonder, like, do you have moments in your life where you're like, I really want to go and do this, but like, I don't have anything set up right now, and then you're just like, I'm just going to stream or whatever, you know?
I need that. Yeah, you're right. That's been a bit that is crazy. It's been a big block that been making me fail is that fact that I'm dealing with like 90 things at the same time, and I have to organize. I get it. I'll sound like a fucking first world problem, but like doing like business, taxes, like problems, fucking like errands, adult shit, and then I could just go live and stay afloat for the day, right? Or I could like set up something for the like it's just hard, and I think somebody would have been really useful for sure. And I think I was something I want. Yeah, I probably want that.
Yeah, I understand the issue. I complain about this a lot on stream too, where it feels like it feels like if you have like one or two like real life errands you have to run in a day, it like destroys your entire day.
Yeah,
and like anything
it's done.
Yeah, going to the DMV, going to the dentist, going to the bank, like everything takes like 4 or 5 hours, and then it just feels like your whole day is fucking destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing, 100%. Oh, skip Masters 5, man. I'm the fucking god of this game, bruh. Master 4, bitch. I've just been selling myself short like crazy. Which I think I would be more upset about if I was in like a prime state. I am not in a prime state right now. And I'm still proud of myself. And I gotta give myself some credit. For staying afloat. Like I'm not even trying to self-glaze or whatever. I think most people would have drowned in my position by a long shot.
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand what you're saying, but I think that like one thing you have to be really careful about is there are things that predispose you for success that at a certain point will also predispose you towards failure as well. So like, for instance, if you're a streamer, oftentimes you will have like an autistic dedication to like certain crafts or skills. So like going live, streaming and stuff, like, and this is a really beneficial thing. But one issue you run into, it's kind of stupid for me to tell you this because obviously you're a fucking multi-millionaire, but like at some point your success starts to get inhibited by your autistic drive to do things because you would be way better off outsourcing a lot of work to other people. So like, for instance, you should have a maid, you should have a cook, you should probably have a personal trainer, you should have a therapist, you should have a guy like giving you a backpack to go live. Yeah, and it seems annoying to do all these things, but the reality is if you would have set up like 5 or 6 people around you working full time, your life would be infinitely
you're right.
better. Yeah.
I don't cut you off. I had to cut it so I don't lose my idea. I think a lot of things that I do that make my day a certain way are also why things work, and they're part of me, and it's like very important. I don't want to lose those parts either. Does that make sense or not?
No, I don't think they are. I think they seem like it, but I think they are. I say this in the nice way because I used to do this too. I think it's a lot of it is cope, and that like okay. Do you ever watch House?
No.
Oh fuck. House is like a autistically smart doctor, but he's like addicted to Vicodin, pain medication. And a lot of the arcs in House is like, I need my addiction and my pain medication. I need to be in pain in order to be a good doctor, and I'm not gonna be a good doctor if I'm not in pain and I need my medication.
Okay,
yeah, exactly, yeah. And so like we think that like if I stream like 14 hours a day, this is what makes me like a good streamer, and maybe I just need to have like a shit diet. I need to wake up at like 6 p.m. and like I need like these are the things that make me good. But that's not true, right? You'd probably be good in a healthier environment. You'd be way better, probably in ways you don't even realize. I think, right?
That is correct. I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I do that. I always was scared of losing touch with what makes me me. That's very important. I think in a world full of people that are trying to like drive you to be like they are and other things and in a bunch of these environments, like it's really scary to lose like the things that make you you. You know, like it's the thing that works the best, and I'm proud of who I am, and even in my worst times, and I want to lose that. You know, I think color and personality with people is very almost rare. I want to protect with everything that I have, the things that make me me, you know?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. God, I know so many random pop culture analogies for these problems. But like, there are things that make you you, but it's not like an autistic dedication to waking up an hour before a chess tournament with your face like carpet indentations on your face, right? Or it's not having like 20 because
feels that way.
It might feel that way, but you can probably find a million losers for every XQC that have all of your habits, right? But the thing that's making them different from you isn't like the fact that they're late to chess tournaments or, you know, miss flights or wake up at 6 p.m. or have night terrors or, you know, right? So, yeah, I can understand sometimes people get worried.
Okay, that was a pretty smart thought. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Like, there is probably a better version of, like, I feel like you think the best version of yourself is where you take, like, your quirks and you max out the autism level on all of your quirks.
Well, I don't know on purpose, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but in reality, the best version of yourself is probably pulling back on those quirks just a little bit, because the underlying things that make you interesting or unique, like, those quirks might result from that, but that's not what does it, right? There's a lot of autistic people out there that just play games and are losers and sleep on the floor and blah, 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 yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I think that was pretty well put. Yeah, I agree with that.
Do you talk about, have you figured your romance life out at all, or is that like a nightmare? Or?
No, it's on a complete fucking halt. I think it took me a lot of time to be an adult. I think being an adult isn't as easy as it sounds when it comes down to like just mental focus and just being in tune with yourself. And I think as much as I want to be like the Chad Lord that fucking that isn't affected by things and just does everything, which I think in terms of action and keeping up with everything, I think I do pretty decent at doing, right? Which is like keeping afloat with everything and just, but like I never allow myself to properly heal or move on. And a lot of these things they begin mentally when you just when you tell yourself. The healing starts when it starts, you know. And I don't think when you're not like healed or when you're not ready, I think it's a bad spot to start building new things and do stuff. And I think I'm okay with if that lasts like maybe years, you know. I think that's okay to say. Like people feel those ways as well. I think that's reasonable. Sometimes it takes years.
Okay, but in order for those things to change, at some point, that's going to require like deliberate effort from you to change it, right? It's not going to.
Yeah, it's one door. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Deliberate as in what? As in like, I meant more for like mentally, like healing in order to like begin something new and start thinking about other things and really giving things a chance. Like for things to work out, you have to really give them a chance. But, you know, like. And I have to like heal upon myself to get there, and I think I've overplayed to myself and others how much I did that. And I have to.
Are you taking like? Do you feel like you're taking deliberate steps right now to do that like healing process? Like, is that something you think you're actually working on? Okay, that's good.
Yes, and I think a lot of that is stop getting worse. I think the first step to doing better is to stop getting worse. Literally. I mean, it sounds simple, but you have to understand what makes things worse. Right? In order for you to stop doing them. You have to identify what makes you worse.
What's an example of like a behavior that you thought was like making you worse that you feel like you've gotten better at now?
I can't. Some of these make me like I'm vulnerable. Like I don't want to like say it on stream. It's gonna.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna get cooked for it. You know how the internet is. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. How can I even say that anyway? Let's say, man, this is kind of tough actually.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, like how breakups can be, right? Like even slightly like being dumb and like looking at what other people are up to, shit like that, right? I think it's like a terrible behavior, right? And I had to stop myself from doing that, like way back. But at first, I didn't identify that as like something that stops you from doing better, right? Yeah. It's a pretty bad pattern, and it's counterintuitive, right? It does the exact opposite. Does it not?
Yeah, I agree. If you're talking about like one of the biggest piece of advice you give to people in breakups and everything is that like you have to stop checking all social media.
Yeah,
of, like,
yeah,
any person,
exactly.
yeah. But that could be really hard.
And that's hard when you're streaming because when everybody puts it in your face all the time, it's very annoying, right? But I understood that like doing the deliberate steps it is to get away from that and not do it. Identifying what those are and doing better, I think is an important part of the process. And because in the end, it's not about like where I'm going or what I want to do. It's more about like who I want to be and doing better. And that can mean a lot of things. And I just want to be a better person and I want to like improve overall. And I think that comes from like doing the right thing sometimes, you know, like just doing the correct move and not coping and doing other shit that's like like maybe like this time one time, maybe next time I'll do it better or whatever. Like just doing better.
True. Yeah, doing better is always good. Yeah.
No, but like actually, not like the cope of like, well, I'm doing this just to do better. Like really targeting it. And does that make sense?
A little bit. When you talk about these things, if you can, you should try to use like 1 or 2 examples. I know it's hard, but it grounds out what you're saying a lot. I think it's good.
Yeah, like checking in is one of those things. Stop. Just I know maybe this only works for me. Stop making new connections with new people and stop holding on to hope that things will be different or things will be healed in a certain amount of time and I'll be able to have something at that point, right? Just really, just putting a stop to all of it and just working on myself and just putting myself and the focus again, not other people. Especially in a time where like everyone wants a piece of something, you know, like, does that make sense?
I think so. So rather than deliberately fixing things that you're dealing with for yourself, stop hoping that you're just going to meet a new person that's going to make everything fall into place without any work on yourself, and they're just going to fix everything.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Oh my fucking god, at this game, it's kind of insane, actually. Oh my! I can't believe we're actually gonna lose this. I played so well. What are the examples or the topics about that?
How do you feel like your relationship with your family is?
It's all right.
It's all right. Nothing weird. A lot of people that I've talked to that have, and obviously you don't have to share more than you want to, but a lot of people that I've talked to, me included, sometimes earning more money complicates a lot of pre-existing familiar relationships in really negative ways, and that can have like really negative downstream effects on you and the people around you.
I mean, I'm old. They're kind of old, so like in a lot of ways, I just send them like endless vacations. Like they want money for something, they can just have it. It's not a big deal. Like with the amount of money that I haven't made, it's like how much is sending mom to fucking to Europe or like on a cruise? It's fucking nothing. So they just go on infinite vacations. And I mean that they don't really ask for much. I mean I buy them shit, but like they don't have to ask. Like I'll buy them stuff out of kindness, but like I don't. Like you know they all have like beat up cars. I bought everybody a car. Those one of the things that like I think I don't know. I think they get it. I think they're chill.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't find currently much fulfillment in like talking to family and if like in a like a therapeutic way or whatever. It's just not like the type of relationship I have with them. So that's like.
Do you feel like really disconnected from your family? Do you feel like they understand you at all? Or
100%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm disconnected for sure. Yeah.
Do you have siblings?
Yeah, brother.
Do you have any relationship with him, or like how far apart are you from age?
3 years. We're like really close, but I don't really talk to him about like problems and stuff. I kind of try not to. Like I only good things, and I try to. I'm too driven right now. I don't want to like you know. I'm just kind of mostly like waiting when things are like easier or simpler, so I could do stuff with them and whatnot. Right? That's kind of why I'm doing now. And he's doing his thing. I mean, he has his own adult life, you know. Like I don't want to yeah, I'm not trying to force anything. Does that make sense?
You're not a what anything?
I'm not trying to force anything. Like more interaction than I should, or like I just gonna coast it, and I think it's pretty okay.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Do you have any outside stream friends, like people that you here's something that I've kind of noticed. I realize this way too late in life. It actually feels kind of strange. Sometimes I feel like friends or family, I feel like they're kind of like roots, or you can say credit history, and that sometimes it's nice to measure friendships just in how long you've known somebody. Like if you have a friend that's like 14 years old, like you've had the friendship for 14 years, or a 14-year-old friend if you want to go that route. It's nice to be able to have somebody that can like reach that far back into your life, to have somebody to like connect with. Do you feel like you have any friends like that, or are all of your friends like new like streaming friends?
I gotta think about it.
Like, do you have anybody you talked to that you went to like high school with, or grade school, or?
No. Maybe one that I don't really talk to him, because I mean I just don't talk to him. Yeah. I have a couple of shorter ones that I've been there at the beginning. Like, as corny as it sounds, like the people initially that hosted me, with like whatever amount of viewers, like 1,000 viewers or whatever, when I was really small, when I was nothing, these people actually ended up being the most caring. Mendo's one of them. But then,
wait, what was the word you just said? Mendelundeman?
Mendo's one of them. It's one of my friends, Mendo.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He hosted me when I was like a nobody, pretty much. So like he's seen like the nothing and the rise, and it's never changed him.
Mm-hmm. Do you do a lot of things with these people, or? Sometimes I notice that I have a bad habit where I'll have good people in my life that would probably be good to talk to, but like I have them and I can think about them, and if somebody asks me like, oh yeah, that's a good person, but I never actually like make an effort to reach out, and I kind of like self-sabotage. Do you think do you do the same thing, or?
Oh yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, I don't talk to any of these motherfuckers.
What do you think keeps you from ever like reaching out and talking to these people?
Just like, I don't know, maybe like guilt or something like that, like, or like
Like, do you feel like a burden on them? Do you think they just won't give a fuck? Do you feel guilty because you're more successful? Do you like, what is the?
A little bit. Also, I don't want to like admit to certain weaknesses. Sometimes like some battles are my own, and when I have all the battles that are on my own, and then I get like parents and they're like, oh yeah, we'll be there for you. Like we'll show up, and I'm like, no, like, and I don't want them to be there for it because I'm an adult, and there are things that I have to face myself. These are battles that I have to take on my own, and I don't want anybody near it. You know, I try to isolate some of these things, and I think some unhealthily and some healthily. Right, but I think it's an important process for me to deal with it on my own.
Do you have anybody that goes to you for help or advice?
Yeah.
Does it feel good when you're able to help people?
Yeah.
Does it feel better when you're able to help somebody that like you respect or look up to, that they would come to you for help or something?
Yeah, it feels fulfilling for sure. Yeah, because sometimes like I feel like some people do things that that I could take my own advice on, and I would never do for myself, and they do it and it works for them, and that gives me a little bit of like cope juice.
Something I noticed for people that hit like certain levels of success is you have a very weird complex to where you're holding two incongruent thoughts in your head at the same time. One is that you feel kind of burdensome, or it feels troubling to reach out to people for help for your problems because you feel like either they're not going to be interested, or it's just too much of a burden, or you feel
no, my problems are interesting. Unfortunately, that's how it is.
Sure, but I feel
they always want to. Yeah, go ahead.
But I feel like if somebody reaches out to you and is able to help you with a problem, if assuming it's somebody you like, you're not going to think negatively of that person, right? But it feels like you feel like they would think negatively of you for doing the same thing that you'd appreciate them doing for you. No, do you understand?
No, if I don't reach out, I do. It's all really like self-inflicted or self-report. Like I always like, if I want you, I do it. If I don't, I don't. But there's no like thought behind it that stops me or makes me do it. Does that make sense? It's pretty free for all in that realm. Does that make sense or not?
No. What do you mean? Can you explain that? As in, like, your problems are just like, you think they're just like dumb things that you do that are like.
No, I don't feel like a burden to go on them. I don't feel like there's no real thought behind it. Like I've reached out to people, and I think about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how did I feel when I was about to reach out to them, whatever? And I feel nothing. I feel like
So
Like, if I want help, I can do it, and there's no problem with it, and there's no problem.
Sure, and I can understand that feeling, that you feel like it won't make a difference or whatever. But do you ever feel that way? Reach out to somebody, talk to them, and afterwards you do feel a little bit better, or no?
A little bit, maybe, but I think I get mixed signals because of the distraction it gives me, not really the healing from it or like the good thing from it, you know?
Do you think building a habit out of that might make it like a more healing thing? Like, for instance, if you go to the gym just one time, it's actually like a really shit experience. You're super sore afterwards. It's not fun. It's just like whatever. But if you continue to do it over and over again, right? Kind of like basically doing training for relationships, that if you go to talk to somebody one time, maybe it like kind of feels good, but then you're like, I don't know, maybe it's just because I fucking vented on somebody. I trauma dumped, and maybe it's not even real or whatever. But if you continue to build that relationship, then like over time, not only is it somebody you can kind of trust because you develop like an actual relationship with them where they get feedback on your problems and they give you advice, you can also, when you share future problems, they've got like a good frame of reference because they can kind of relate it back to things you've told them in the past, you know?
Yeah. Yes. I have that, and I do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like right now, I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing right now that if you do go and you have a problem and you want to tell somebody something, there's probably like an hour of backstory that you have to catch up for like.
Yeah. Some people know, but they don't know about everything. Nobody has a full story. There, nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody knows everything. There's too much, and I feel like the people. I feel like maybe I've shared in the past too much with people that shouldn't have been shared that much with, and I think that's shunning me from doing it more.
Sure, that's fair. That's where
I just have to be more careful with it next time.
That's where the having like the tendrils that go really far back help, right? Because like a friend that you've known for like 12 years is probably not gonna fuck with you too much, but like people that you've just made in the streamer world, streamer friends are really hard because everything's on a knife's edge, right? Like if a certain streamer doesn't like you, you might find that you're like missing like 5 friends all of a sudden, or like stupid stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, and I mean you don't want to tell them like exactly how it is either, because like you know how it is, like. You don't know when somebody's gonna play as a card, you know? This guy is really, really mad at me.
Which guy? Are you in Overwatch?
Well, yeah, it's just this guy. I'm getting sniped a lot because I'm doing a challenge to rank up faster. And I'm playing against snipers, and this guy is a fucking loser. He said in chat, I'm a loser, I'm ugly, bitchless, employless, and I'm in your game because I want attention. Fuck me. He didn't say that, but that's what he wants to say.
Oh, someone in my chat just said the Genji is stream sniping. I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
Genji. Wait, are all the? I'm sorry, I just don't know. Are all the heroes in Overwatch 2 from Overwatch 1 as well? Is that true?
Well, what's up?
Is it all the same? Is it all the same heroes as well?
Yep.
Wait, well, I don't. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna ask questions. Okay, I don't understand. Jeez. Oh, McCree is gone. Oh, wait, was that the guy with the voice actor that did bad things or something? I don't remember.
Yeah,
damn. Do you feel like you have like a revolving door of people in your life in terms of meeting new people, getting bored of them, moving on? Or do you feel like it's like relatively stable, or?
No, I mean I'm a streamer, right? So I mean I'll say that gonna say aware like me, and they try to relate, but like absolutely fucking not. I mean I'm a streamer at the end of the day, right? So like that's completely out of balance. I told you one thing that'll get maybe is a good warning, like a warning that was very ahead of the curve. Many people, like I thought maybe meeting a Norman, like somebody who doesn't really know much about my world or knows nothing about me, you know, would be good. And it was like a lesson at no cost almost, where I just went out one time with this girl, and like we're just gonna go out like get any eat or something like that. Okay, it's whatever. It's some very hollow shit. It's not. And then she asked my address, and I gave her the address. And I didn't really click it at the time, and then she pulled up, and then I have a nice house over there. And then she saw the house, and I could just kind of feel like it kind of shifted. That makes sense?
Yeah, the equivalent is like sometimes when I meet new people, I'll be kind of a little bit vague. I'm like, oh, I do YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
But then as soon as they like see the channel and they see the numbers, like the dynamic can shift a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, I was like, okay. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you gotta be. But I mean, like I said, it's like a lesson at no cost. I think it's a big lesson and a very, very small cost that could be really bad down the line if it was something I really, really wanted or really cared about. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah. The thing that's challenging that I kind of mentioned before is it's like that Venn diagram of people that are in the streamer world or out of the streamer world. Like they have like they like the traits that you want in people, they're not going to have because of the worlds that we inhabit. When I was in LA for 3 years, when I did my Tinder, I removed all of my socials from it because I just wanted to meet like real life, normal human beings that didn't know everything about me and all that shit. And it was just more interesting to me. And there were 2 people that I met that I had a good time with that I was pretty happy about. But I noticed that like talking to people in like the normal world, it's like an alienating experience like from the online world because you can't really talk about any part of yourself.
Anything at all. And then if you talk about anything at all, you'll sound like you're fucking mental and you have a problem with your brain.
Like telling people, like, yeah, like, so right now there's like 7,000 people online that think I'm a neo-Nazi. And it's like, a neo-Nazi? What do you, and it's like, well, it's like political stuff. Like, you don't understand. Like, these same people think I'm also like a pedophile because of something I said online like 10 years ago. I'm like, a pedophile? Like, what do you, like, and it's just like, you can't, there's like no way. Like, why are people sending you death threats? And it's like, well, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You're getting death threats. Isn't that really weird? It's like, well, no, it's kind of like,
they will never get it. They'll never get it.
Yeah. That's
and then, imagine so some guy in the real world, that make like $12 an hour. And you said like, and you tell him like, this guy gave me $25 and he said this and that. Fuck that guy. Like, oh, but he gave you money though. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, okay, well, dude, like, you just, I mean, dude, like, you know how it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a rough
you
one.
can explain it. You would have to spend like a day to explain how that works to somebody. They'll never get it.
When you meet, for like new people that you meet, for girls or whatever, is it just people that reach out to you, or do you go to like a specific? Like...
Oh no, I have not met anybody new ever since months now.
Oh, you just don't give it. Okay, well.
No, like I'm not gonna like accuse you. Actually, 2 days ago, I was like, you know what? I never look at all my DMs. I always look at like who's talking to me, right? Who's like sending me a DM, or who am I responding to? And I looked at it and I was like, you know what? Like I keep scrolling down. There's nobody. There's no girl, no new girl, there's just nothing. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And I just realized that, I don't know, like, something in my head clicks. I'm usually like pretty like all over that shit. Like I I'll like respond or reply or like DM people. But I haven't talked to anybody. And I don't feel a need to either. And it's just been kind of odd.
How many people do you think on average you talk to in a day, not including your chat?
Like 4. Honestly, I've been trying a lot to I've been thinking about making a new Discord and just leaving it all behind. And just starting fresh entirely. Because a lot of people like just useless DMs that don't lead anywhere for nothing. Almost just like they just want to like check in on gossip or something like that, and it's just like I get way more DMs than I should be getting, and it just annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah, you probably don't like keeping up with those, I guess. Yeah. Are there any other big like streamer people? Like, it seems like a lot of people are keen to kind of like group up with people and be in like OTK and, you know, these kinds of like orgs or work together with like Ludwig and his podcast or whatever. Are there any other like groups of streamers or people that you want to like work with or do things or?
I really enjoy spending time with Ludwig. I think Ludwig, like, he kind of gets it. But me and him are not the same operating people at all. Like I said, I'm very execution based. I'm very like for me, the plan is irrelevant, but for him, the plan is everything, right? So me and him do not connect on it at all whatsoever. Like I do not get him, and he does not get me. Like, it's fire in the water, which is kind of good at the same time if you think about it, because it's so opposite, right? That there's so much to learn and share. Right?
I I mean, there can be, right? Different people can learn a lot from each other and complement each other's weaknesses, or different people can drive each other fucking crazy and hate each other. It just depends on the differences, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it sounds like you guys enjoy each other's company, even though you're quite different from each other, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it sees me as a partial liability sometimes also. I don't know. Fair enough, because I'm not even like a, bro. I'm not even like being like a like, oh my god, is that happening to me? I'm just saying like, I think everybody does, to be honest. I mean, I'm unreliable, and shit blows up everywhere I go, and people know that, and I don't blame them for like thinking anything about it.
Are you enjoying the chess stuff you're doing recently?
Yeah, I think it's gonna give me like something to do, and I like just sending it on things that I want to do. I'll look at the chase chat.
When you wake up in the morning, do you feel like driven to do anything, or is it just streaming?
Oh, yeah, streaming. I feel very driven to just do something. I've always had that though. Like, it doesn't matter. I get up and I just go, but whatever that is.
Are there any new games you're looking forward to at all, or?
No.
No. Do you think you'd ever spend like a ton of money on, not a submarine trip, I guess, but maybe like a spaceship trip?
Absolutely not.
Really? What? Because like risk of death, or just no interest, or?
It's zero interest, like actually zero.
Is there any kind of sight that you'd want to see in the world, like mountains or any nature shit, or?
I will get my leg fixed and go to like the big snow parks and big snow hills that I dreamt of when I was really, really young.
Legs. Do you have like a leg injury thing right now, or?
Yeah, I have a torn ACL that was operated on but failed pretty much. The bolt isn't holding.
Oh jeez. How did you tear your ACL? What happened with that?
Snowboard.
Oh damn.
It was these like massive jumps, and it was my last ride of the day, and when it's not like a lot of traffic during a certain period of time, everybody knows how much speed you need to do to get to take a jump, and there's a slight powder. It was snowing, a tiny bit, you could barely see it, but that causes you to slow down. You don't really realize it. Like, it's pretty slim. So since not a lot of people are going on the hill because it's late at night, a tiny bit of snow, little powder, it just slows it down. So then I went like full speed, as I literally went on a straight line from top to bottom, and I realized like down at the bottom of the jump that like I didn't have enough speed for it. And these jumps are like really, 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 really big. So, and these jumps are made for you to either land properly or overshoot them. But if you undershoot them, you're just dying pretty much. And I undershot it, and the board broke, and the binding broke, and it spun my leg around, and it just torn everything in it.
Would you ever want to go to like a cool, like a renowned mountain or something for snowboarding?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I was saying. Yeah, I want to fix my leg and do that.
Oh, but I mean, like, is there like a particular, like, I don't know anything. Like, I know for like, I think for surfing, there are like some places where people are like, oh my god, like it's a dream to go. Like, is there a same thing for like?
Whistler, yeah, like Park City, fucking like Bear Mountain, shit like that. Like, where I'm from, bro, we're broke as fuck. Like, all our hills are pretty like entry level, you know, in terms of like snow park. How big the jumps are and what it's pretty all slim. Yeah, so all of that sounds kind of dank to me.
Okay.
That'd be kind of cool, yeah.
Did you ever ski?
Okay. Any of the whatever mountain. What's up?
Did you ever ski, or did you only snowboard?
Oh yeah, I competed. I was like slalom competitor. I was really good.
Oh, okay.
I one day I fell, and um, it was really embarrassing, but I just realized that like I was doing it for my dad and I wasn't doing it for myself, and I just quit right there. Yeah, it was what you do in slalom racing, you usually get 2 passes, so you do the whole the whole course twice in a day. And the second time's always pretty bad because there's ice that builds up on the turns, right?
Okay.
Because
you say right, I have no idea, but I'm taking your word for it.
Okay, yeah, because whenever you take a turn so many times, right? Because everybody's doing the same run.
Like packs of snow or whatever, and it gets like the texture changes or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Because as people like cut that corner really sharp throughout the entire day, it just gets icy, and yeah, it just gets really icy. So then what happened then is that I was going down the hill. I was doing my second run. And then I turn a corner, and it's full ice, like from top to bottom, and just like there's nothing you do. Like it's never gonna grip, and I fall, and I lose both my skis, and I just start sliding down like on my ass. And I just start sliding down. I'm just sliding down all the way down, right? And the way it works in that sport is that you have to go through every flags to finish a run. And my dad always told me, like, doesn't matter what you do, you finish your runs. And I just kept it in my head, and I fucking climbed the mountain on foot, like a degen, all the way back up, take both my skis, go all the way back to the flag, put my skis back on, and finish the run, right? And, like, I got last place by, like, fucking, 8 minutes, something like that, right? Like, it's not even... But,
When you say you competed, was this college or high school?
No, it was more like it being high school, yeah.
Okay.
That was good though. I have a bunch of medals and trophies, but I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it for my dad. So.
How did you shift from the mentality of doing something like that for your dad to like streaming, or how did your parents feel about you playing video games and streaming online?
Because I've always competed in everything I did. I competed in trampoline, gymnastics, ski, snowboard.
Were your parents like happy that you wanted to play video games instead of like?
No. I mean, they want me to be good at everything because I think a lot of my dad's ego with his friends were through their children, right? And they would kind of flex their children's achievements. And me and my brother, we had nothing. And in terms of schooling, he can flex for shit, and I think it kind of made him feel bad. He wants to perform and stuff. So we, any sports, we clapped all of them. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Even all the other kids at school and whatever the fuck, we clapped every sport we went to. We clapped everybody. Me and my brother, because my brother's extremely talented. He's gifted at sports. But in school we were just a bunch of fucking bums, and a lot of things. There was no dream of becoming a pro sports person in that realm, right? Something that you really think of when you're young. We never really thought of it as a career. So we kind of spend less time and kind of quit on all of them, right? So me, I competed in everything, and I played a lot of games and started streaming because I want to be pro at Overwatch. Because if I'm gonna spend time playing a game, I want to be pro at it. Just like I want to be the best at everything I did, and it just worked out. It just worked out, but they didn't like it. They didn't get it for the longest time.
Were you living with them when you were doing pro Overwatch?
Absolutely not. Kicked out.
Why did they kick you out? Because you weren't working or going to school, or?
Yeah. I was going to school, but I was staying up late at night, and I had a job, but I slept up late at night, and then they thought I was too loud and useless, so just they pretty much kicked me out. I wrote them a letter and I got the fuck out, because yeah.
How long did it take for you to make up with them after that, or make up? Yeah, I'm assuming you did.
Never.
Oh.
It kind of later down the line. My mom was very helpful about it. Just chill. It wasn't really her fault initially. They ended up fucking me over 2 more times. in pretty bad ways too, even when I had already made it. So when I made it, there are times where I could have lost opportunities and do bad. It happened twice, and it really fucked me up. It made me feel like doesn't matter how far I go, how much I make it, they'll still try to put like sticks on my wheels. So healing past that was like very difficult. Hold on. Let me get Ruby downstairs. Let me get one second.
Okay.
Now you're a millionaire now, yeah, but like money doesn't get past that.
What's up, juicer people? Are you guys using the Kick chat as your offline chat yet, or are you guys using the Twitch chat still, or would you guys exist when XQC is sleeping until 8 p.m.? A lot of Twitchers, okay. Neither Omega lol, neither Omega lol, neither Omega lol. Ooh, that guy got banned.
What happened?
What?
What happened?
Oh, I was just reading your chat, and some guy got banned. Rip to that dude.
You got banned for what?
I don't know, I'm not a fucking mod.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever tried to collab or reach out to any YouTubers?
No, I think most YouTubers are uninteresting, boring, stupid, and...
It's a big world out there. Most streamers are boring and stupid, to be fair, right?
Man, that is actually spot on. You're correct about that.
I feel like you have, because you're like arguably the largest streamer, or the most viewer hours at least, right? Like you could probably have big penetration into the YouTube world. Like, have you ever thought like you could collab with like Mr. Beast or something, maybe, no? Or Sniper XXX, whatever that girl, right?
And then, okay, and then what would be the motive, and what would be the end game of that? Like, what's the...
It would just be really fucking funny content.
You think so?
To see you do like kid reacts with that XXX Sniper Wolf person or whatever the fuck, I feel like that'd be funny as fuck. Like, you might fucking hate it, but your fans would like it.
Bro, I feel like, you know, this is it gives you an opportunity to do.
What?
I like you'll think this is some psycho shit. I like making just a full like personality up on the fly, right? Not personality, but like what I do for life. I've touched this a bunch of times when I get into Ubers and I just give them like a load of dog shit on like what I do for a living and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought like all these people don't really know me how I'm like behind camera or whatever the fuck, right? So like kind of fun to think that I could be anything I want, right? Like if we make a video, right, and I start acting it in a certain way, right? Like you get it though, right? Like I can act whatever I want, and for them, like that's just who I am, you know? And it's kind of funny. Like
yeah, in the social games, like they're not gonna call you out on.
Yeah. So if I do the kid react and I'm really fully into it, and I go full NPC mode. I mean, shit, that's kind of funny. That's funny content, is it not?
I mean, yeah, I think it would be, yeah. But yeah, I don't know how much research they would do on you beforehand, but yeah, I think it'd be good shit. Or one of those fucking Minecraft YouTubers or whatever. My son used to watch that shit when he was like 5 or 6. I don't even remember their names. Dude, I didn't know like any of these people existed, but then I would look at his like played list because I'm making sure he's not looking at any of that weird Elsa shit when he was younger. And it's like all these random like 4 kids Minecraft YouTubers that all have like fucking 5 million subs and shit on YouTube. Yep. I don't even know these people. They use like kid voices and they're like, I'm like, oh my god, these guys are like.
There's hundreds of them, hundreds.
Making the Stampy, that was one of them. Yeah, was it Stampy? Yeah, that guy. He talks like this, guys, and he's like really happy and all that shit or whatever.
That's funny.
I think it was.
If he does that, I respect that a lot. I think.
Before we get into the video, I just wanted to let.
I wanted to become an animator one time for summer camp, and I did an interview. I killed it, but they got mad at me because I wasn't singing the songs. Shut up, man. I'm sharing, man. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Because you didn't sing the songs? Was this fucking camp art cult or what the fuck were you supposed to be singing?
Like you need to know all the games and all the whatever for the kids, right? Because I want to do I want to be summer camp instructor, right?
Yeah.
And when it came down to the part for like the songs, these teens or young adults that wanted those jobs, they knew all the songs, and they started singing them, right? And like, hey, go ahead, let's say you guys are in practice. Like, let's just pretend that there's kids and we're gonna do activities, and they go na 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 na, and they start singing the songs, and I'm like, I didn't sing a single one of them, and I was like I can't fucking do this shit. I don't know the lyrics. I don't. This is cringe as fuck.
Do you think? Are you doing, oh god, are you doing the lying thing right now?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
and then
okay.
I ended up not getting the job.
Damn, that's brutal. You were literally the guy from the meme, like standing in the corner of the room, like everybody else is out there partying, and the thought bubble is like they don't know that in 6 years I'm gonna be kicked out of Overwatch for being homophobic. You were that guy. They had no idea. You were a treasure that they completely passed up on. Wait, actually, I'm curious about the Overwatch shit. Did you feel like your fucking life was ending when that event like happened, or did you not give a fuck? Or were you like, I can focus on streaming? Or?
I was so driven. I had to fire my eyes back then. There was no doubt I was gonna make it regardless. Whatever I did. I coped for at least a day though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, people look back, or I look back at this, and I think these are the times in your life where literally every hour matters, right? And you can't doubt. Any ounce of doubt, and you're done. It's over. You get overwhelmed, and you're gonna lose belief, and you're just gonna cry. You're gonna die. Mm-hmm. Like your career will die, right? And I didn't take a day off, but I remember like I got kicked out. I was out of options. I coped for one day. They told me like, yeah, we're done, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll talk to the president of the company, and then I'll do that, and maybe they'll get me back in. Maybe we don't have to make the announcement. Like I can sit in the league. Next day, it just kind of it was announced, and I kicked in like, this isn't happening, right? And we're GG.
Yeah.
And at that point, I switched gears, and I'm like, okay, then we're gonna make it regardless. And then I went to Variety and did a bunch of shit, and it panned out, but it took a lot of focus and a time of like being upset, being surprised, being a bunch of feelings. I'm pretty proud of myself in the way that like it was a lot to handle. And I had not only to handle, I had to perform pretty good doing it, and I kind of went hard, to be honest, so props to me. And now I could buy the whole fucking league and turn that to my fucking garage league. Fuck them.
True. Do you, one of the things that's really sad that I always tell to streamers, whenever they're going through like big drama or whatever, that's like really hard for a lot of people to realize is that like anytime people are going through big drama, I always tell people like, listen, like take a day or two to figure it out, but you have to go back to streaming. I know so many people that they
really?
quit. Yeah, because they end up quitting, right? Because the cycle that people fall into is they get discouraged because there's a huge event that happens. Then they take like weeks off. And that's already like, but if I see somebody do like, they're done, they're not coming back. I didn't think Mizkif was going to come back. Yeah. Because then you come back and you start streaming, and the first thing you get is that same hate because you haven't streamed in like a month, and that's all people remember you for. And then you shut it off, and then you repeat that like 3 or 4 times, and it's just less viewers every time. All you see is the hate, and you just like, you're mentally like fucking destroyed.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. You know what's crazy though? That you've told that, if you actually said that as advice to people, I guess not a coincidence. I guess you just get it like I do. I've told every person you can think of, even small streamers out there, anybody you can think of that this happened to them, I told all of them in DMs out of the blue. DM request. They don't even follow me on Twitter. I send them a DM. I'm like, dude, you have to go live.
Yeah.
I'm like, brother, I don't give a fuck what you have to do. I'm like, yeah, I get it. You're going through it, and I get that. I'm like, if you want a career out of this and you want this to matter, you hit the button and you just have to. And you know what, dude? Only like I think one person did out of all of them. Nobody actually did it. Actually, I'm lying. Zero.
No.
There's zero.
Dude, I have sent these exact, like, check your names. Bro, I have sent these messages, exactly what you're saying, to so many people that, like, because I see that they've stopped, and I'm like, oh, no. Do you see the picture I just sent you?
Oh my god,
I
yeah.
there's so many people like, bro, don't you gotta go live, and they stop and then they give up because like the drama is too much.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I've had the.
I like this thing. I told the Mitch Jones and a bunch of other people. Bro, I have at least 10. At least. All the streamers that you can think of that were like going to drama and shit like that. I didn't give a fuck. Okay, if I agreed or not about what they did, it didn't matter. Okay, like I think there's value. Dude, it was just like go live, just send it. Like you have to, because you're gonna crush yourself. And bro, I'm not kidding. Nobody did.
Yep. No.
Like,
no, they don't.
Wait,
no.
you too? Never?
No, they don't. No, most of the people that I've given this advice to, they didn't do it. They're like, oh, I'll try it. Oh, blah 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 blah. And then, yeah.
I was trying to give chat like some sort of hope by lying. Okay, I wasn't gonna lie. I was gonna say like, I was gonna say one did it, but it's 0. Nobody did it.
No, they don't. Don't do it.
Damn, I'm actually kind of surprised that you're at 0 too then.
Yeah, and then I'm sad because every now and then I'll like check on like Twitch tracker to like see do these people ever try, and you'll see like 6 hours of streaming over the past like 4 months, and they tried to, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's why for me it was like, it was a super important process. Just fucking send it.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially when you're not wrong, or you're not like people want you to fall more for something, like you're gonna owe it to yourself, like, you know, you're gonna owe it yourself to continue. If you're not wrong or you didn't do something bad, whatever, and then or you've fixed the problem or the process of like, dude, let's fucking, you have to go, man. You gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I'm not. I know chat. Mitch is live every day, but I'm not. I would hate to claim credit from him, but I told him to go live way earlier than that.
Is he actually live, or is he on the Watch Me Blink channel?
Watch Me Blink, but he does that because of drama shit.
Yeah, what's up with all these streamers with the? Because Asmongold does it too on that Zach channel.
Yeah, I know.
It's like so funny that like it's like this simulacrum where like you hide from yourself in this metaphorical sense, but streamers do it like in action. It's not metaphorical. They actually create like alternate Twitch channels. Like it somehow changes their engagement with the world. That's just so funny to me that it's like that it actually manifests in a very real way. Like sometimes I feel like I'm wearing a mask. Like 500 years ago that would be like a Shakespeare play, but today it's like Today I'm not Asmongold. I'm picking fun of Asmongold, but really a lot of streamers do this. Like I'm not this guy. I'm on my other account. It's like way different now, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. When in fact, it's all just a dumbed down version of themselves. That's more lazy. That's it. There's no.
Maybe. Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, I do have extras offline, but chat. Sometimes at night I was lazy and I felt like I wouldn't talk to chat, so I just go live on a channel. I don't think he's a. See, this is what happens when my chat is sometimes is that they want to hate so bad. They won't even listen to the scenario going on the screen or on the stream, and it'll just say either says you or you whatever. When they're not even listening, They're not even listening, right? And they're talking about the second channel that I have as like a, oh, we just got you, dude. We just got you because you have one, right? When the whole point of it was that it just whenever I'm out of juice, but I want to talk to chat. Well, I'm not gonna go to the main channel. I'm just being lazy. Like I would just start like COD and just roll to the channel. It's not as an escape of the other channel. Like it's an extension, not an escape. I wish people understood that. Like it never been an escape ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an extended. Does that make sense? Oh, you get it?
No, I mean I can understand it. Yeah. There's two, because sometimes people would go live on, here's like the one thing that I can kind of see it for is especially because at some point I had to do this with my Dungeons and Dragons. Some people make a second channel to go live with content that won't appeal to everybody, and viewers are actually retarded. I can name a stream, I'll make my stream title name, do not come here, boring content today, because I'm just planning on research or whatever, and people will show me like, why the fuck are you doing this? What are you doing here? Blah blah blah. And it's like, bro, I'm streaming for 8 hours a day. Like go away and come back later. Like what are you doing with your life? Like you don't have to watch this right now. So yeah, I can understand that. But the funny thing is, it feels like for some people those secondary channels, like I know it's happened to more people. I keep picking on Asmongold. I'm not meaning to pick on Asmongold, but I think for Asmongold and Mitch, their secondary channels basically became like their main channels. Like they were just starting to stream on it every single day. Yeah, and it's like, what is even the point of this?
Because they think that they're avoiding something. They think there's an actual like removal of some overlap that they don't like. Like they think there's an actual something when it's just about size, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you care that much about it, you can just kill your channel on purpose for like a couple weeks, and it'll become like your other channel. It's all about size. It has nothing to do with filtering or whatever the fuck. it's just because there's just less people. That's just it. That's why I love streaming on Kick, because overall, when I have like slow mode and some other shit, and the chat isn't as fucking degen mode here, right? Well, I can actually interact and sit down and actually talk to chat, and I really appreciate that. I think it's all about some of these effects that come into play, right? And people they think I'm lying when I said that. This guy's flying on the highway. Holy, these guys are gonna fucking die. And I think that's like very, very important for me. I think there's a lot of value there. People say, "Oh, it's about the money." And you know what? I know all I said. People said that. But I think people generally think that it's like all about money or whatever. And there is a crazy amount of value for me in this experience that I have right now compared to the Twitch. I think it's very, and I love that I can do both because they're both slightly different, but they are both very important for my experience.
Sure. Yeah.
What else? Was I like? Oh yeah, and for Mitch, like, it's easy to write a wave, right? Writing a wave is usually pretty easy. So like, if I was feeling down and things were bad or whatever, and Overwatch 3 comes out, well, fuck, man. I mean, I'm the Overwatch guy, you know? Like that, I can ride that wave. And for Mitch, it was the WoW wave. And I wish he displayed the pattern behavior of going live every day without like WoW Classic or before whatever. I like he's been going live, but riding that wave a little bit, right? About like a WoW whatever.
Who has?
Mitch.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of wish that he kind of showed me that my advice was listened to a little bit, you know? And he actually just went hard without the wave and just kind of sent it, but he didn't. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I fucking hate Mitch, so yeah, but that might be true.
Well, like I said, I don't send this advice to people, even someone that I even agree with. To be honest, I'm not like, I'm just trying to just send it out because I would want to hear that, right? Yeah. And I know it will cause a positive result. That'll probably end up in a positive thing overall, right? And it's like, you know what, man? Shit, man. Like, I want to see my advice being taken, and because I want to see myself in somebody else, but nobody does it. You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, sometimes but it's hard because like I try to be careful for that because like I don't want to ever get too invested in other people because most people. It's funny because most people won't, or at least maybe I'm just a loser. I don't know. Most people won't listen to advice I give them on anything, even if it's like a situation I've lived like a million times before, and I'm like, bro, this is what you're doing. This is what's going to happen. Do this so it doesn't happen. And then they don't do it and it does happen. It's like, oh, whatever, you know. But if you start to get really invested in that, I feel like I would just get so upset. I'm like, why wouldn't you just listen to me? Like, do you think I'm a fucking retard? Like, I'm reasonably successful. I'm like 10 years older than you. Like, why wouldn't you just do this thing? Like, do you think I'm just making shit up? But most people don't give a fuck at all.
Yeah.
They just do whatever. But I mean, to be fair, like I was the same way. When I was like 22, like I remember arguing with like the owner of like pro gaming teams and like, bro, you don't have to die on this hill of like saying the F word and shit. And I'm like, you know what? I do actually. Fuck you. I do need to die on this hill. And you know, that was the only way that I learned. So
yeah, true. Yeah, I think I did something pretty much. I learned from my own mistakes. You know, I could have learned from other people's mistakes or learned from their advice.
Absolutely, yeah.
I could have done way better. I'm not unhappy where I'm at right now, but like, yeah, you're right. It is like that, and I think I've been over-invested a couple times with people like that with advice and with disappointment. But I'm like you now. I've retracted entirely. I will send them all the packaging they need, right? And if they want to take it, well, I mean, enjoy your fucking miserable life, man. You're gonna lose, and they do lose. So fuck them.
Jesus.
Well, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Like,
do you keep track of haters? Are you ever praying on anybody's downfall? Where you're like, hell yeah.
No, I don't because I know they'll fall, and they do. Like anytime, if I did that in the past and I check back, they did fall, and trust me, they always fall. People that are so invested in other people like that and always around people's downfall, they prime the downfall because they want somebody at the bottom to fucking well with them. They just want a partner to feel miserable with because they're fucking miserable, and that's not gonna be me, pal. These people, I can't relate to that shit. Fuck them. The masters. Oh, I hate these people. But and it's kind of sad that I feel that way. I'm gonna be honest with you. It upsets me that my brain thinks that way. I'm still empathetic, even though somebody is trying to fuck me over and a bunch of bitch ass hoes, and they prime my downfall. When they fall, I still feel for them, and I don't like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I wish I was like fuck you, bitch ass. Like, you deserve it, motherfucker. But
yeah,
like,
it was kind of like
I
the,
don't have that.
For a while, I tried like Facebook streaming for a little bit, and then sometimes on Twitter, every now and then you'd like catch a whiff of somebody's real life because they would link accounts or whatever. And it, the initial thought process was like, I'm about to end this dude's life. But then like you start digging into your shit, and you're like, man, this guy's got like 100 YouTube videos with like 6 views each, and his life seems kind of shitty.
Oh my God.
And it's like, fuck me, dude. I just want to like lay into this guy, but it's like it's actually just kind of sad, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. And I really don't actually can't like, I don't know, man. It fucks me up because I wouldn't want people to do that to me and to feel that way about me, because you always want to be on your best, and you want to be as tall as you can and as strong as you want to be, right? So like, I kind of see myself in them, even though they tried their best to fuck me. Like, does that make sense? Like, I don't know, man. Like, sometimes I kind of wish I was more ruthless in that way.
Sure.
But I'm not. But I think I get the benefits from that, right? I think
people are saying Moises sent you a DM. I don't know who the fuck Moises is, but
thanks for the Moises.
Oh, the real Moise B. Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't know anybody.
Isn't the reason? Nah, it isn't. It's everybody. I don't think you understand. We're talking about dozens of people. Like, as you go up and down the ladder, you meet people. People always forget them.
There are archetypes.
Yes, there's archetypes. And you know what, dude? On my way up and on my way down, I've seen people that were going past me say shit that were so fucking vile, right? And I knew for a fact they would go down, and it didn't matter to me. And brother, all of them fell flat on their face, and I felt bad for them. I almost wanted to. Some of them I helped too, and I hated it because you know what people say, right? They say be kind to people on your way up because you see them on the way down, right? People always overplay how confident they are when things are good, and I always tell people, only judge a creator's true character when shit is rock bottom against the wall, because that's their true self. Nobody gives a fuck how good a streamer is, how loud he yells, how strong that they look. When the numbers are up, things are rolling, they got drops on, they're looking good. Nobody cares. It says nothing about them.
Wow, Rabbit
It's
thanks
the back
for the 10
against the
gifted
wall
subs.
that matters. That's the only that matters. And once you know this about somebody, you know everything about them. And often enough, when people are rock bottom back into the wall, they fucking vanish, disappear, and give up on themselves. And for that, they can suck my dick. Fuck them. These bitches, they always do it.
Obviously, it can never happen because of reality and everything, but it would be so funny. Bro, the difference that people treat you when you're like on a big like upswing versus when you're kind of like stagnating, it's comically transactional. Like, it's insane. Yeah.
It's comically. And you know what? It's why you need a very strong intrinsic value within yourself to know what you're actually worth, what you're capable.
You okay?
This guy on the highway just went off the fucking railing. He crashed over the fucking railing. Oh my god, he's done. He's done.
That car looks pretty done.
Intrinsic value, right? Because you know what you can do. You know your value. And even when things are down, you see yourself for what you can be. When everybody sees you for what you currently are, or worse. And take note of the people that look at you where you're currently at or predicted to be at or under. These people, you should fuck their shit over when things pick back up. You should fuck them over entirely. Fuck them. I hate that shit.
Jesus.
That's my thoughts. What, am I not allowed to say that?
Just pretty savage.
How am I corny?
Wait, are you asking me?
I was going to say I'm corny. I don't think it's corny. I think
I said it's pretty savage.
Yeah, I was saying it's corny.
Oh. What do you... people in my chat are asking me to ask, what about Twitter stands of you? Are there people that, like, follow your... Oh, do you have a feeling about people that, like, super obsess over, like, your relationship stuff or whatever?
I don't really have a feeling. I farmed my fair share of socials, right? A lot of things, you know, a lot of things are kind of can't really be said, and some people have it right or wrong. I kind of like, I mean, what can I do? I feel like I kind of, if I like moderate against it, it shows something. Like I'd try to be hands off entirely and just be like, okay, whatever. I try to just moderate some of the hate though. Like I just don't like when people throw hate. I think that's just lame. I have my friends, anybody in my past, my exes, like I don't like seeing it. Not a big fan of it. Like I know I think it takes a lot of. I think something that's really like adult to still want things to be done right and people not to throw hate. Even when somebody's hurt you. Right?
Wait, restate that?
Maturity is not wanting somebody to be hurt by useless shit like hate or like collateral, whatever, and then be fucked over, even though they fucked you over.
Oh,
right?
Sure. Yeah, no, that's probably true. Yeah.
Because that's not the way to do it. It's not the way to get you there, and in the end, it doesn't get you anywhere else. It really doesn't. People think that like vengeance and this and that helps you get the places and makes you heal. That's just so incorrect. That it doesn't make you heal. It doesn't make things any better. You think it does, and then you do it, and then it just kind of feels worse.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Yeah. But again, I think that's something people have to experience for themselves before they realize that, because it's obviously such an inclination.
100%. Yes, and vengeance is a very human thing. Everybody, I think at least once in their life, really want that.
Something that took a long time to learn. Everything takes a long time to learn for me, I guess. But like, there's that saying where it's like, holding a grudge against somebody is like drinking a cup of poison and expecting them to die. I think you do invest a lot of mental energy sometimes in like, when it's like just leave them to their own shit. Yeah, that's a hard thing to.
Sometimes you can I feel like there's some sort of therapeutic process, but like I don't know, like doing the opposite, you know, like wanting them to do good when they've done you wrong. Like I think there's value there mentally. At like, I think it reflects back on you and back on your own patterns and mental. I pat myself on the back sometimes for that. I think it's kind of healthy to underline. But the people that because they fucking you over, dude. Listen, man. I can be as petty as it gets. Okay. Some of the bitches at the top of the hill, man, that look at you because you fell down and they think they're up somewhere. Even though the people at the top of the hill or people on the hill, they haven't moved up or down, but they'll point at you, make fun of you when you're down, and they think they're moving. They think that pointing at you makes them move when you're the one moving down. Holy fuck. Fuck these bitches, man. You know what? Not only do I pray on their fucking downfall, I watch, spectate, and partake in that fucking downfall. Fuck them. I hope their life crashes down to pure misery and they can't fucking breathe the thought of their fucking self. Fuck them. Anyway.
Who is somebody, are you allowed to say somebody whose downfall you've preyed on in the past 5 years or no?
Nah, it's like old, it's like very old shit. It's like things that people don't even notice. So it's like people are like, oh yeah, this was, it's like very a lot of it is behind the scenes stuff, right? It's not the thing that I get it. Everyone wants to look like their appearances and everybody wants to go on Twitter. And I can't really get mad at somebody for like wanting to look some way for attention. That's just the game. Game is game, right? It's the people that do things behind the scenes, like not invite you to certain things, denying you invite somewhere else, casting you out, shit like that, right? That's where the intention is the most bitter, because they're actively doing something. It doesn't even make them look a certain way. It's just they're actively voting against you, right? And it's those people I always go against, and I always make it a line in my heart, okay, that I'm coming. I'm fucking coming. It might take years. It might take a decade. I'm fucking coming, yo.
Okay, yeah.
What?
It's a long time to be coming for, but I know what you mean.
Well, it's alright. I'm trying to I'm not doing both. It's just like small things. Like it's just
a long time to be on the edge for, you know.
No, right. But when you're coming though.
Yeah.
Like some people, like, bro, I don't think you get it. Like whenever I was like a liability for everybody, and I was a big like brand risk, I've told this story a bunch of times. Some of my friends would get like not invited to tournaments. Some of the people wouldn't get sponsor opportunities. And they quite literally turned close friends of mine into people that didn't want to associate with me anymore, and turned me into an enemy of my closest friends, right? And that's like internal damage. That's not even damage on the surface level. You're not even creating an image, or these are like, that's like very, very internal damage, you know. And I always made it a line that like I'm not gonna come out and say fuck this person, whatever. I'm not gonna do it. When it fucking comes down to it, you're going to get fucked over, and you won't even know where to look. And that gives me like some sort of it gives me some peace in me that they tried their best to fuck me over, right? And I'll just see who did it, right? They will get completely fucked, and they'll never know what fucking hit them, and it will drive them insane and fuck them for it. And that gives me peace.
Okay.
Because now I'm causing fucking permanent brain damage, and they deserve it. They deserve it. Because that was their intention, not the result. Right?
Yeah, I mean, some people do. I think, yeah, it's fair.
You want, yeah. All right.
Okay, well, listen, I have a debate tomorrow that I'm
yeah,
not
and
even gonna be fucking
I
prepared
gotta
for.
go.
You fucked me over for, so yeah.
No. Well, you will win regardless, right? And
not on this one, but we'll see.
Oh no! Oh no! Our debate is broken. What happened? Wait, the answer actually study?
It's the guy's name is Ryan Dawson. He's like we'll figure it out. I've got 6 hours tomorrow to study, so we'll see what happens. All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot for.
You got this. See you, man.
Yeah, thanks. Have fun. Stay safe. Be careful.
Thank you, man. Thank you for everything. Yeah. Bye, man.
Anytime, dude. Bye.
Bye.
See you next time, bucko.